Tonight on Sky Sports, Huddersfield come to the home of competition powerhouse St Helens. An opportunity for Ian Watson's visitors to show that in 2024 they are capable of breathing the same rarefied air as the 10-time Super League champions. Well, the Giants' sole silverware in the summer era was a 2013 League Leader Shield. The brief for this year must be top 6 at a minimum. They currently sit inside the playoff places and could, with a win, pull level on points with Saints, Wigan and Warrington. Paul Welland's men, will have their eyes though on the summit, even if that only lasts for 24 hours, with the Dragons and the Warriors in action on a busy Betfred Super League Friday night on Sky Sports. We're on air at 7:30 p.m. on Action for Hull KR and Wigan, while Castleford and London and Lee and Catalan are at 5 to 8 on Mix and Arena respectively. Saturday sees Salford host the Wolves on Arena. We're on air 5 minutes before kickoff, and round 9 concludes on Sunday with Hull FC hoping to rock the Rhinos. That one 2:55 p.m. on Action. Yes, good evening and welcome to round 9 of the Betfred Super League here at St Helens. It'll get underway shortly with the Saints taking on the Giants. We are a third of the way through the Betfred Super League season already. The games are coming thick and fast, as is the Rugby League news. So without further ado, let's get across to the other side of the field and say good evening to Jenna Brooks. Jenna.
Yeah, good evening, Brian. We thought Hull FC had found their man, didn't we, in Paul Rowley, but this week Salford released a statement saying that Rolls is going nowhere. He will remain in charge of the Red Devils for the foreseeable future. So the question remains, who replaces Tony Smith as head coach of Hull? Well, I am hearing that they are targeting a British coach, so naturally names like Lee Briers, Danny Ward, Danny Maguire, even Brian McDermott are being mentioned. Well, I'm going to pose 2 names to you. What about the likes of Steve McNamara? I know he's recently just signed a 2-year contract extension, keeping him in Perpignan, but could he perhaps want to return home to Hull? What about Sean Wayne? I mean, we know he's the England head coach. He's also part of the backroom staff at Wigan, but could he potentially want to take charge of a club once again? Perhaps 2 options for Richie Myler and the club to think about. No doubt we will have some answers in the coming days, if not weeks. Some great news for Hull KR this evening. Joe Burgess has extended his time at the club for a further 2 years. Some bad news, however, for St Helens. I am hearing that their star prop, Alex Walmsley, is set for an extended time on the sidelines with that hamstring injury. Back to you, Brian.
Well, it is a blow, Jenna. Well, without Walmsley, the Saints do appear to have put their round 7 loss to the Dragons and cup embarrassment against the Wolves to bed with that emphatic 58-0 win over Hull FC last weekend. Accused by coach Paul Welland of giving up in the Challenge Cup quarter-final defeat, his players responded in style, and a nearly identical 17 will be asked to go again now against the Giants. Star hooker Darrell Clark, the significant addition to St Helens' squad. Well, Huddersfield come here with 5 consecutive league and cup victories to their name. Well, they know this next challenge is a step up in class. 9 consecutive defeats against the club they hope to one day rival as one of Super League's major threats suggests there is still plenty of work to do for Ian Watson and his players. Coming here to St Helens, though, and getting a positive result, would you feel do wonders for the confidence of a club that have certainly shown ambition to be amongst the best. Yes, as the rain gently falls here at St Helens, it's my great pleasure to welcome our 2 guests here, pitchside, John Wilkin and Sam Tompkins. Looking across round 9's fixtures, 2 stood out for me in particular, and there's a common theme for both of them. That's this game between St Helens and Huddersfield, and tomorrow's between Hull KR and Wigan. And I want to pitch it to you like this. Are we looking at, in those 2 games in particular, the contenders against the pretenders?
Yeah, I believe so. I think they're very similar games in terms of context. I think tonight's a massive opportunity for Huddersfield. We've spoke about how good they've been in recent weeks, and they've had some great performance, but a great performance tonight might not cut it. You've got to come here and be excellent. This is one of the toughest places to come in Super League. So to come here tonight, I think they've probably got to play as well as they've played all year to even go away with anything. But Saints are always good at home.
Huddersfield come here, if they come here and win, if Hull KR beat Wigan at home tomorrow, it will not tell us that they are grand finalists, but it'll certainly be a step in the right direction. It'll be instructive.
Yeah, both those sides, Huddersfield and Hull KR, have got ambitions to be at the top table, to be one of the very best teams in the league. I think the reality is that neither of those clubs are actually there yet, but we're seeing a journey for them on the way there. Ian Watson's had 4 years with this team. And that you feel like he needs to get going towards that top 4 sort of spot. For Hull KR, there just seems to be a positivity and a natural growth about what they're doing. Both sides that really aspire to be in the big games and win the big games. But Sam makes a great point. There's different argument to be on the way somewhere than to be able to come to a place like St Helens and get it done. I think you can talk about the form Huddersfield have got, but tonight and tomorrow night are massive for those two clubs if they want to be taken seriously as champion sides.
Both of those in a playoff series will say, well, we're sitting inside the top 6, but we're saying if you want to get to a grand final and have a good chance of a victory, you need to be in the top 3. The stats are remarkable. 70% of the grand finals we've had so far have been contested by teams from 1 and 2. And 81% from teams between 1 and 3 positions in the league. So if you don't finish inside the top 3, you've got only a tiny chance of winning a grand final.
Yeah, it's huge, and I think it's been made more difficult in recent years because Saints and Wigan have occupied 2 of those top 3 spots for the majority of recent years. So there's not actually that much wiggle room to get in there, is there? So for your Hull KRs and your Huddersfields, there's not many spots available. But these games early on in the year, we're about a third of the way in. These are pivotal. You can look at your performances in August and September when you're going into the playoffs, but coming and winning, at St Helens tonight for Huddersfield could be make or break of them getting in that top 4.
Yeah, I actually think this is the most difficult part of the year, right? So you're 7-8 rounds in. All of the momentum from pre-season, that's gone. This is the period where teams start getting injuries. Look, we talk about Alex Walmsley. He's just got a lengthy injury. Your squads get tested. And it's also that period that's far enough away from pre-season that appetite and energy and excitement for a new season's gone. This is where you really have to dig in. And I actually think the champion teams, they get going now. This is when Wigan and Saints and Catalan, they'll look to get going now. It's just, can mentally Huddersfield and Hull KR compete with that?
Can they go with them? Yeah. That is the big question, and we may get answers tonight and of course tomorrow on Sky Sports. It's a big couple of days for the sporting town of Huddersfield. Of course, the Giants in action against St Helens tonight, and on Saturday Huddersfield Town are fighting for their championship life. It's a must-win game for them, so we went and caught up with 2 of their stars, 2 very near neighbours.
You're always late. Come on, let's go. Get inside. Looks familiar. Where is it you normally sit on a match day?
If I'm on the bench, it'll be like around here with the bench players.
Okay.
Probably starting players will start from here all the way.
Yeah, it's similar to us. What are these boards then?
It's just something you play for, like when you're on the field. Okay. Yeah, just I play for my family. That's why these are. These that naughty boy. The gang. How was it like watching my son's game?
Oh no, it was good. It was, he played in goal, and I thought he was really. There's a few times he was jumping in front of the ball, and I was thinking I probably wouldn't have done that, but I know where he gets it from. It's a lovely stadium, isn't it? Yeah,
it's probably the best stadium I've ever played in.
It is such a nice stadium. I think when we come to watch us here, there was a few big hits in there from here, especially. Was it the second half? You attacked this end in the second half?
Yeah, we went that way.
Yeah, because we were sat in the corner over there, and I remember a few of the noises coming off here when you hit a few people. I felt sorry for them.
Yeah.
I know I certainly couldn't play. I don't think I've got the pain threshold to go through it. I remember you coming home with a broken arm, and you were in a cast, was it?
Yeah, we played.
And you were saying you were playing 4 days later?
Yeah, I think I played in the semi-final in the Challenge Cup. And then we went into the finals, but I said, look, I'm going to pull out. It's a big game. He's played in Wembley, and we played in Tottenham.
I remember that, yeah.
It was a good year for Huddersfield, the whole Huddersfield community going down to London.
Yeah, the weekend you lost the Challenge Cup final, but you must be working hard to get back there now.
Yeah, I was out, and it was a big game, and we just lost at the last 5 minutes. It was a good play from Wigan. It was just heartbreaking.
Do you think you've got a chance this year?
We've got something good. We're just taking a game at a time. I think that's the mentality, and it's been working. Yeah. What about you? How to fight?
Yeah, we're in a bit of a relegation battle at the minute.
Yeah.
We've got 2 games left. We've got Birmingham at home Saturday, which is it's must win. You know, we need to come in and we need to win the game. You know, they're also in the relegation fight with us.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a massive game, and I'm really looking forward to it. You know, I think the game against Swansea on Saturday, I think the fans really played their part, but you know, moments, really big moments in the game just didn't go for us, and unfortunately for us, the game went against us.
Yeah.
I've sort of learned that you can't get ahead of it, whether if it's a big game, if it's a small game. We were talking about take one game at a time earlier, and I think it plays a massive part in when it comes to a big game. If you take every game as possible and just stay relaxed, that's the way I've sort of learned to deal with it. Come on, Seb, let's go home. Don't forget it's your turn for the bins tonight.
Yep.
I bet he doesn't pick Seb up if he doesn't take out the bins. I bet he doesn't. Listen, we wish Lee and Huddersfield Town all the very best on Saturday against Birmingham. As I said, it's a must-win game in the Championship for Huddersfield Town. Let's hear from the Huddersfield Giants head coach, Ian Watson. He's with Jenna.
Yeah, thanks very much, Ryan. Ian, Easton Masters misses out. How come?
Oh, he's got a bit of a foot issue at the moment, so we're a little bit unsure of when he'll be back. It's probably a couple or a few weeks, so we've just took advice on that, and at the moment he's not right, obviously, to play today.
It's been a while since Huddersfield has managed to beat St Helens. In fact, it was 2020 the last time. Why? What do you put that down to?
They're a very good team, so they're very difficult. I think most clubs will have a record like that against St Helens at St Helens, but we beat Leeds last week, which was the first time in 6 years, so hopefully we can double up today.
Another milestone night then, perhaps?
Yeah, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
What will it take to beat a side like Saints?
Oh, you've got to be very disciplined in your approach. You've got to be very good at where you turn the ball over. And then you've got to be able to back yourself to play with ball at certain times as well with the way that they defend.
If you were to beat them, what would it say about your side?
Oh, I just think we're speaking about building week on week, so it'll mean a lot to us, but it'll just mean that we're going in the right direction and give us a little bit more kind of confidence moving forward.
Ian Watson, good luck.
Cheers, thank you very much. Cheers.
Yeah, I think it'd give them a little bit more than confidence. It would be a significant result in the competition if the Giants were to come here against St Helens and get the first win under the stewardship of Ian Watson. Let's have a look at his record against the top 3 sides in Super League at the moment, because it's anomalous at the start when you have a look. The Catalan Dragons have played them 9 times. Huddersfield have won 6 of those. They've beaten Wigan just once in 8 chances, and St Helens no times in 8 goes. I mean, maybe you're the best person to ask about this. What is it about Huddersfield that the Catalan Dragons can't deal with, but Saints and Wigan can?
I think Huddersfield have been one of the teams, and certainly for me in recent years, playing at Catalan, you know, motivation, getting up for the big games is never a problem. I think Huddersfield we've almost underestimated them at times. You know, they're a very good side. They complete pretty high. You know what you're going to get out of them. You know, if you're slightly off, they can come and beat you. And I think that's probably been the issue for Catalan now. Wigan and St Helens, they don't have that. You know, they've got a very strong mindset, very strong culture that means they don't really slip off in those games. And, you know, I think I'd have to give Huddersfield credit for the times they've come over, certainly to the south of France, and done a job on Catalan Dragons. That's down to effort and being a very good side.
The theme for Huddersfield last year was Ken Davies' statement that it's the best squad we've ever put together. They had a disappointing finish again under Ian Watson. This year, they are being very, very reserved in their comments to the media about maybe what we can expect from them. It's week by week, let's progress slowly, but the demand would surely be a top 6 place.
Oh, yeah, minimum. I think they got caught out last year in not necessarily believing their own hype, but getting caught up in how we were talking about them. We were certainly glowing about their acquisitions, the players, the squad that was amassed. And
you think they were listening to you?
No, I think they were listening to maybe all of the noise around how good they were going to be. And the reality is that bites you, doesn't it? If you start even entertaining that. I think Huddersfield's big issue when it comes to Wigan and St Helens is they almost see them as imitating St Helens, completing high, trying to just defend and keep teams deep in their own half and defend their way to wins. But they're just not as good at that as Saints and Wigan. I just don't see them as being as competent as that. What I get excited about with Huddersfield when I look at the team is their attacking threats. Tuilola Lahea, Easton Masters, who misses out tonight, but Jake Connor, confident. All of those players, I think if they just play differently or try to play differently to St Helens, it might be a way to get it done.
In the plus side for Huddersfield is the side that went to south of France in the Cup and beat Catalan 34-6 and looked very good doing it. They have joint top try scorer in Super League in Adam Swift in their ranks as well.
Yeah, they've clearly got a nice attacking flow, certainly with Easton Martins and Swift on the edge. I think Swift's one of the players that he's almost gone under the radar now for a little while. You know, we know he's a good player, but what he's come in this year and done at Huddersfield has been exceptional. I think what he's got is he's got this ability to move laterally really well. He's someone that creates from nothing, can finish a try, and you know, for Huddersfield, they've scored way more tries than Saints this year. You know, they've scored 54 in comparison to St Helens 40, so attacking's not an issue. But they're coming up tonight against a team that's the best defensive in the competition in St Helens. So people like Jake Conroy have to come up with bits of magic skill. Swift's going to have to dive in the corner if they're going to get a win tonight.
Yeah, and I think I'm just disappointed Easton Martins isn't playing, because the combination of him and Swift has been devastating. In the last 3 or 4 weeks, they've almost been untouchable. Just a word on Adam Swift. Look, I played with him. Do you know, for anybody watching, look, he's quick. And Sam makes a great point. He laterally moves really well. But do you know what? He's so fit. He controls the things that he can. He's fit, he's strong, he's conditioned fantastically well. And he's had a period now of 2.5 years where he's just been on the field and he's not picked up any injuries. And he's in the form of his career. He's always been able to score tries, Adam. But it's the other things that I've really seen add to his game. Defensive competency, strength of carry on play too. His all-round game has been stunning over the last 12 months.
And a try-scoring ratio of current players that is just behind Liam Marshall and Josh Charnley, in quite phenomenal form for Huddersfield at the moment. Liam Marshall returning 0.83 of a try for every game he plays. Charnley 0.82, and you can see Adam Swift on 0.7. Tommy Makinson, who will be in action tonight, on 0.62. And just a word for the great Leslie Vinicola, because I helped him out to this record as well. 136 games, 136 Super League tries.
It's some record.
Phenomenal.
It's unbelievable.
Phenomenal. Isan Marsters isn't there. Jake Bibby, if you are contenders and not pretenders, you will miss Easton Marsters, but you should have somebody right behind him that can fit in seamlessly.
Yeah, Jake Bibby's a tidy player, isn't he? And he'll bring something slightly different. I think he's got a big job defensively to do. He's going to have to deal with Conrad Hurrell and Tommy Makinson. Conrad Hurrell is a threat when he's got the ball. The challenge is maybe for Jake Bibby, can he threaten and trouble Conrad Hurrell defensively as much as Easton Marsters? I think the answer to that is no, but he's certainly a tidy player to bring in.
Yeah, he's played a lot of rugby. You know, this isn't a young lad coming in. You know, Jake Bibby's played a lot of rugby. He's played some big games, certainly at Wigan. At Huddersfield, you know, he's been decent. He can't get in the starting team, but this is his opportunity. And I think tonight, for Huddersfield to go well, they are going to have to contain Hurrell and Makinson. And the way he's got to do it is, as soon as Hurrell gets that ball, he's got to have Jake Bibby 2 inches from him. You can't give this man any room. And I think Jake Bibby will have done his homework on that this week.
Jake Bibby, twice a grand finalist, of course, with Salford and with Wigan, and a Challenge Cup winner as well with the Wigan Warriors. OK, let's switch over and focus on the Saints, the home side tonight, and let's hear from their coach, Paul Wellens, with Jenna.
Yeah, that's right. I've got the boss of St Helens alongside me. Weller, you said recently that you had honest conversations with some of your players. How were they received?
Oh, very well, because I've got an honest group of players, and you know, we were really disappointed with the manner of our cup exit a couple of weeks ago, but you know, what the lads did really well last week was respond, and the challenge for us tonight is do exactly the same.
Yeah, the challenge tonight is, of course, the Huddersfield Giants. They're coming into this one having won their last 5 games in all competitions. Are they the informed team in the competition at the minute?
You'd have to say so. They're one of them for sure. I think Ian Watson's gone and playing a really good brand of rugby. They're a very workmanlike team who make themselves very difficult to beat. So we're going to have to play well tonight.
Well, you played them back in round 2. You beat them and you beat them very well. But what do you think's changed since then?
I'm not too sure, from them. And I know from us that was probably one of our best performances of the season. And I'd really like it if we could replicate something like that tonight. But I think obviously Huddersfield are playing better than they was back then, so the challenge is going to be tougher.
Good luck, Wello.
Cheers, thank you.
Let's just pick up on that final question that Jenna asked Paul Wellens, that 28-0 victory that the Saints had against Huddersfield earlier, keeping any Super League team scoreless. You build a championship-winning side on defence. They have conceded, St Helens, 10 tries, just 10 tries in 8 Super League matches. Yeah, it's remarkable.
It's crazy. And that's what the best teams are built on. They're built on defence because, you know, if you can defend your own line and show that desperation to not break at any point, it's going to take you a long way, you know, come the end of the season. And Saints, and certainly at home, you know, I've been here desperate to score. You can't get over. I think the fact that they concede the majority of the tries on the left.
What does that tell you? Nothing in the middle.
I think they're really tidy and compact. I think they've got Morgan Knowles. Their best defensive players are through the middle of the field. If they've got any questions, it's maybe on the edge. It's their centres and wingers being a bit jumpy, being a bit too hasty to jam and be aggressive. And that presents an opportunity for Huddersfield. So for me, if Tui Lola-Hare and Jake Connor can get their timing right and their execution right, maybe there will be some opportunities. The issue for Saints in how they defend this year, if they're going to have any issue, it's with the ball. And in some of the big games this year, Saints have made far too many errors and just not been in the game. The Huddersfield win, 28-0. Saints were nearly flawless with the ball. I commentated on that game. They were instinctive, they supported, they made breaks in their own half, patient, didn't make errors. And they grew into that game as well. The issue for Saints, again, is errors. If they make a lot of errors, it just brings the other team into it.
So why do they have attacking problems with Daryl Clark? He starts on the bench tonight, but he's available to Paul Wellens. You've got Jack Welsby available to Paul Wellens. You've got Johnny Lomax available to Paul Wellens. So where do the attacking problems come from?
I think it's come through offload. Saints haven't been a team that's had to offload a lot in recent years. I think they've powered through teams. They play that power game through the middle with people like your Walmsley. You've got Morgan Knowles, people like that, Matty Lees, that just put big holes in teams, and they've not really offloaded. Well, this year it seems like Paul Wellens has said, if there's an offload available, do it. And now whether that's to do with Daryl Clark coming in, I don't know. They've got the best attacking 9 in the comp, so they might be saying, let's promote the ball to Daryl Clark. Yeah. But it's hit the floor far too many times.
Is that how you see it? Playing a more open game that maybe doesn't suit them?
Well, I would say that Saints' strength has been how predictable they are with the ball. I think an evolution of that is to change. With Daryl Clark coming in, I see them supporting the ball carrier much more, instinctively pushing up in support of quick rucks. And it's something they've not done since maybe Kieran Cunningham, James Roby when he was in his heyday. But last few years, they've not had to do it. They just blitz teams. Well, Daryl Clark provides a different opportunity. I just don't think they're quite up to speed with playing like Sam's nailed it. The ball is on the floor way too much. But when you defend like they do, you're always a chance.
Very disappointed in their Challenge Cup defeat to Warrington. They responded, but it was against the whole side that have won just one Super League game. So maybe the pressure's still on them from their coach, having said that they gave up in that Challenge Cup game. Pressure on to impress their coach again tonight.
Yeah, I think as a group of players being told by your coach that you gave up in a game, that'd hurt. That wouldn't be squashed with beating the worst team in the comp the week after. Tonight's going to be a test for them. Those words will still be ringing in their ears. They know that last week they can almost forget that. Tonight they've got to be very good because Huddersfield are much better than what they had to face last week.
A significant challenge for the Saints, and they have faced down most challenges over the last 5 or so years. It's the Huddersfield Giants sitting in 6th on the Betfred Super League table. It is St Helens with a chance to go top of the table with a victory over Ian Watson's side. We've got the first game of round 9 of the Betfred Super League on the way after this. The Saints host Huddersfield in round 9 of the Betfred Super League. The Giants hoping their recent form will help propel them to victory against a side they haven't beaten for 4 long years. St Helens and Huddersfield now on Sky Sports will kick off round 9 of the Betfred Super League. Still no Alex Walmsley, and with Lewis Dodd rested, Paul Wellens will go with the same spine combination he used against Hull to great effect. John Bennison moves from the wing to fullback. Jack Welsby into the halves alongside Johnny Lomax, and Moses Mbai the starting hooker, who will surely make way at some point for Daryl Clark. Rested for round 8's win and back now on the bench is the only change to St Helens 17. Well, Huddersfield came out the right side of a topsy-turvy game against Leeds, but they do make 2 changes. No Eason Masters. So Jake Bibby comes in the centres alongside another ex-St Helens man in Kevin Ngama, who made 67 appearances for the Saints, winning 3 grand finals. Another man that won a grand final with the Saints is joint top on the Super League try-scoring charts, and that is Adam Swift on the wing. The other change is Sam Halsall, who recently signed a new 3-year deal, missing the last 3 games, back onto the bench for coach Ian Watson. And the task for that Huddersfield side, John Wilkin and Sam Tompkins, is to crack an almost impregnable defence.
Yeah, well, it's the best defence. St Helens only conceding 10 tries against the 3rd best attacker after round 9 of this year in Huddersfield. So we've got a great attacking team against the very best defence in the competition. And that's some battle on the wing there, isn't it, between those two?
I think two prolific try scorers. I think Adam Swift's going to need some opportunity tonight, and I think that's the place where Saints can be broken down. It's around Conrad Hurrell. As devastating as he is with the ball, he can get caught out making some wrong decisions. Jake Connor prefers to run to his left, so there's going to be some chances there.
Are either of you convinced yet by Huddersfield?
I will be. If they get it done here, if they stick one on Saints tonight, they come to Saints and put a performance on them and get them done, then I'll take them seriously.
I'm not convinced so far, but tonight might change that.
Can they change the perception from contenders to contenders from pretenders, I should say? The Giants get 80 minutes to prove their worth now against one of Super League's super sides.
This is one to relish tonight. Oh! And Conrad Hall! Wow! And Swift now. And Connor's quick hands. Kevin Nagama warms it, pushes up another, still going like an express train. They've got the numbers and they've got the finish. It doesn't come better than that. This is crazy special.
Here they come, and what a reception Kevin Nagama on the left will get from this St. Helens crowd he entertained for so long. In such a successful period for the Saints. You both said your perception of the Giants would change if they come here and win. Will they come here and win? Prediction time. Let's start with you, Sam.
Nope, I think the Saints' defence are going to be too strong.
I can't see it, but I just wanted to be able to bring it and it be competitive, but I fancy Saints, Brian.
Let's find out how this will unfold in the company of our commentary team. Standing by are Terry O'Connor, and we'll say good evening to Mark Wilson.
Yeah, good evening, Brian. A win for Saints would see them back top of the Super League table once again, but a win for the Giants would be a first win in 10 against St Helens, and more importantly, it would lift the Giants level with their hosts on 12 points. Liam Moore is our referee. Ben Taylor, the video referee tonight. The Giants arrive here on the back of successive away wins over the Dragons and Leeds. For Saints, that cup loss here to Warrington is still fresh in the mind. St Helens against Huddersfield. Giants kicks off round 9 of the Betfred Super League, and Saints make a bit of an error from the kickoff here, so Huddersfield with a chance to paint Saints in on their own line.
Well, you look at Huddersfield last week and they showed some real spirit for me against Leeds. Coming behind twice in that game to go on and win the game in the final minutes, but they're full of confidence. They turn up here, they've won the last 5, but it's a different beast that they're playing against Saints, who like to start games fast, Matt. If you look back on all the games they've played this year, John Wilkin mentioned about only conceding 10 tries in the game. Well, they start the games that well. In the opening 8 games, they've only conceded 3 tries in the opening half, so incredible. Fast and quick, they just like to get amongst you.
Yeah, they do. But Saints are just working their way out of their own end of the field. Ball driven forward by Lees. News that Alex Wormsley could be out for an extended period of time will come as a blow to the Red V, as they will kick from deep inside their own half. It's a high kick that should be caught on the full by Connor. Connor looked to his right, but will bring it back left. Got Swift as an option outside him, but he's wrapped up. You'd have to say a pretty good defensive set first up there for the Giants.
Yeah, well, the Giants know that they've got to be on form, and a great opportunity for the man who's got the ball here. And Jake Bibby, obviously, Eason Masters doesn't make this game. He was exceptional last week at Headingley. What a chance for Jake Bibby over on the left-hand side with probably one of the form players carrying the ball there, Adam Swift.
Yeah, he got a facial injury in the win at Hull a few weeks ago. He's played through that, and he's scoring tries for fun at the moment, Swift. Back on his old stomping ground. As here now goes Lollahea, gets it to Clune. He will bring it to Connor, drops it back on the angle. There goes Nagama, tried to bump off one. Wanted to play on, but he's been called held. Last one for the Giants. They're going to go high with a kick towards this near side. Makinson might not get there. He got there, but he dropped it. The referee said it's going to be play on here. And now he'll pull it back for the knock-on. So an error. Makinson struggling to believe that. He thought he didn't touch it.
He made the mistake. He goes up and he's under some pressure. It was a good kick. Comes down on the head of him, but you can see that Jake Bibby goes in, just applies enough pressure to force the winger to lose possession going forward into Conrad Hurrell.
So a big chance here for the visitors. Scrum play, 20 away. Lollahea waits, ball under his arm. And here come the Giants. They'll fire it to that right-hand side. Nagama, well wrapped up by Percival. There's Ian Watson looking on, yet to beat St Helens as a Huddersfield Giants coach. Will tonight be the night for Huddersfield? 12 away. Milner on the back of that Yates carry, gets it away to Clune. Clune will move it across now to Lolohea. Short pass to Cudjoe, bumps one off. Going for the line, Leroy Cudjoe, and he's wrapped up a metre short of the line. The Giants are shifting bodies to the far side, but they're going to come to the near side with Lolohea. Stabs a kick through. They're chasing, but Makinson just gets the ball dead in the nick of time for St Helens.
Well, there is a player whose confidence is high at the minute too, with Lolohea. He kicks that ball, puts a bit of pressure on Saints. Tommy Makinson not taking any chances in the pressure he was under from Jake Bibby. It's a good start. A lot of movement from Huddersfield. Whether they're looking to overload on the right-hand side or bring the ball back to the left, they've certainly got enough attacking numbers.
No short goal line dropout here. They're going long. Ball cut just over halfway. And here comes Wilson now. Drives it back in for the Giants. Can they make their early pressure count here? They'd love to get in front early. There's the ball carried forward by Yates.
Move! Square up! On the 10. Goal, 2, good.
Ball into contact again. Batchelor is in there with a tackle. Greenwood, a former Saint, is tackled. Milner gets it away to Lolohea, who finds Clune. Clune almost got through there, used Nagama as a foil. Tackle made 15 away. They're going to come back now to Connor. Connor gets it away. Here's Lolohea, ball deep to Cudjoe. Quick pass to Swift. Swift takes it in, cuts back in. Scrambling defence arrives. And Saints are there in numbers. Last one incoming. They're going back centre of the field now. Lolohea is going to float the kick across. The catches are coming for it. He's caught by the Giants. Big chance here. Nagama against his former club, and it's over. The Huddersfield Giants do get the first try of the night. Referee's happy to give it on field, and the Giants' early pressure tells, and the Giants fans are going balmy. Nagama over, the Giants in front.
Well, he's on fire, isn't he? 8 tries in the last 8 games. Kevin Nagama, like you said, up against his former club. They're just throwing an awful lot at this Saints side. Again, perfect kick. Put some pressure on Percival, and Jake Connor just does enough to get up, tap the ball back, goes into the hands of one of his teammates, and you can just see Huddersfield have turned up here with the right attitude. Look at that. Rushton gets all of it. As soon as Wackerblake comes in, there's space out wide. Outstanding opening 5 minutes from Huddersfield.
And he's happy. Back on the ground where he had so much success. It's the away colours he's wearing tonight, but he's happy with that. It's 8 in 8 now for him. He's flying at the moment. Tough kick from the sideline to come in here.
1 minute, Jake.
But Huddersfield have posted points. Ian Watson will be pleased. Paul Wellens less so, you would imagine, with that start. They've made up with a couple of errors, haven't they? Off kicks so far, and it's cost them. Jake Connor's not been prolific with a boot in Super League. 12 from 19. And a tough one to start.
Time back on.
Sends it on the way. Doesn't look to be a lot wrong with that. What a start for the Huddersfield Giants. A big smile on the face of Jake Connor. And the visitors have started very, very well indeed.
Well, they throw the ball around, don't they? This Huddersfield side. Paul Wellens will be disappointed, but look at that. They score the tries out wide. When you've got someone like Jake Connor, Tuilola here, Adam Clune, they're going to throw the ball out. So the wingers are going to see plenty of those tries and opportunities. And when you've got the likes of Jake Bibby, Kevin Nagama, who's the centre positions tonight, the wingers are going to get plenty of good service.
They are. Saints now, can they put the squeeze on Huddersfield?
On the 10. Wait. No.
As the Giants look to work their way out of their own end of the field. Yates will carry it forward. Knowles is there with them by.
And this is the sort of field position where Huddersfield are good. Like, they've scored a try on the back of that. The forwards just took the ball under the wing. They try and run as hard as they can. Give a platform for the hooker behind in Adam Milner.
Here's Cudjoe. Takes the ball forward. He's wrapped up Just short of the 30. Connor's going for the 40-20 here, and he's got a great angle on it. He might need a forward bounce, but back there is Benison, relieved that it went to the try line and not the touch line. He brings it back, and he's tackled 15 off his own line.
Do you know, you still take that, even though it doesn't find the sideline. You just look at the distance that Jake Connor got on that kick. Just turning that young fullback around. Again, they're up in the face of Blake here, trying to be as dominant as they can be.
Moses Mbai gets the ball away, carried forward by Percival. So Saints been asked some early questions here, lost 2 of their last 3.
4, move up and square.
Huddersfield so far so good, but it's very early stages yet.
5.
Last tackle, just over the 40.
Go 5.
And here now is the kick, high and downfield. Connor is waiting on his own 10. Will catch it. Looks to get the ball away. This time he will drop it off. Here is Wallace, and he's wrapped up. So Saints reply with a good kick chase of their own.
And again, what Huddersfield will do here now, through Swift on this occasion, is just try and work the ball up the field, try and get near to that halfway, and then come up with another pressuring kick for Benison at the back.
Get back with us, boys.
Here's Bibby. Knowles wrestles him to the ground.
Up and square. Hold. Don't trap him. Don't trap Jake. Go 3. Caused by you. Don't trap him.
All centre field. Greenwood thought about offloading it, but held on. Connor again is going to kick downfield. This time he's kicked across the field, and Makinson was ready. And that's a big advantage for St Helens now. Here comes Makinson over halfway. Great return.
Yeah, it's a real poor kick, isn't it, from Jake Connor? Gifted Saints some easy meters now.
He was almost trying to be too cute there. Makinson wasn't back, but couldn't get it in behind him. And here now come the Saints forwards. Keen to get some meters on the board. And by waits at dummy half. There's a run himself. No real options there. Eventually just turns the ball back. Taken in by Matautia.
Hold now. Hold. Come on, Luke.
He will play it 20 metres out. They're coming now to Lomax, who gets it out the back here. Chance.
5.
The ball taken forward. This is the last tackle incoming. Which way do they go? They go to Lomax. Lomax is going to stab the kick through. It hits the post pad, and it's collected by Huddersfield. And Huddersfield get it inside their own 10.
Well, it looked like there was too much speed and connection on that kick, didn't it? It looked like it was going to go dead. But you could see he was going for them post pads just to take a ricochet into one of the Saints players' hands. And Saints now just trying to up the pressure, up the tempo in defence here. Maybe force an error because of the slippy conditions on the pitch.
Yeah, we had a real downpour about half an hour before we kicked off here, but it's thankfully eased up, but the surface will be greasy for sure.
I'd say any time you can make contact around the ball area, it could force an error.
Well, here they go. They're testing their skill, and they've got the ball out on this near side to Connor. Gets it away to Swift. Swift bumps off one. He's going. He's got support inside him. Is he going to kick it? He kicks over the fullback. Lolohay's giving chase. Saints are trying to get back, and Swift surely going to score. Did he get it down, Swift? There's no great show of celebration. It was his kick that went downfield. Saints didn't deal with it, but Swift might just have done so.
And then we look at the grounding. If it's grounded first by Swift or it's simultaneous, please, Ben.
Okay, thank you. The on-field call is a try, so we can just pause it on the foot there. They're all on side, so we can move on from here. At that point, they're both going towards the ball. That's fine. It's what happens there. We're going to close in there to make sure there's no knock-on by Huddersfield. So just keep it going on this. Nice and slow on here. And I'll probably need this corner angle on that as well. If we can get camera 2 in to make sure it is back off Saints. Nice and slow. Nice and slow. That's off St Helens. It does not touch Huddersfield. So this is nice and slow on this to make sure that the ball is grounded first by Huddersfield and is in the field of play. Nice and slow on that. Just go back, please, on that one. So we go back on this. Just go through. Because you can see that the Saints man and the Huddersfield man's hands are there. Let's go to the other angle. and see on this. Keep it going on there. Thank you. I've now made my decision.
Adam Swift is about to become the top scorer in the Super League. His 10th try of the season. It was his kick over the top that he eventually touched down. And a dream start for those travelling Huddersfield fans is just getting better and better. 10 points to 0, the Giants lead.
Wow, what an opening 11 minutes from Huddersfield. Caught near their own line, Jake Connor. Well, when he plays well, so do Huddersfield. You can see, look at him. He holds the ball now in two hands. He only decided to pass the ball when it's the right time. Adam Swift does a decent job getting rid of Tommy Makinson, and then the communication between Lolohea and Swift to kick the ball and then supporting the initial kick was the man who scores it in Adam Swift. Just look at the way that they play, look at the way that they attack, and the numbers and the support that they have. Adam Swift just not panicking at all, draws the fullback, chip over the top, the competition for the ball, and it drops and comes down nicely to Adam Swift.
Great play, look at that. 10 tries for him so far. Add in another 5 he scored in the Cup. 15 for the season. Can Connor add the extras then to make it 12? Connor strikes it straight through. It is another 12 points. What a start. A point a minute for the Huddersfield Giants. Ian Watson must be delighted. Let's get down to pitch side for the first time with Jenna Brooks.
Yeah, evening, Mark. I can tell you it's a very strange atmosphere here at the Totally Wicked Stadium. The Saints fans are absolutely stunned. You could have heard a pin drop when that try was scored. Just a reminder to everyone watching that Huddersfield haven't actually beaten St Helens since 2020. So could history be made here in St Helens tonight?
Quite possibly. We were asking the question before, are they pretenders or contenders? Well, they're letting their performance do the talking. Look at that, 65% possession, 156 metres, and they've had to make 19 fewer tackles already.
And that's key for them, isn't it? You know, if you can give a team like Huddersfield more possession than the champion side like Saints are, well, they've got more opportunities of scoring. And like I said, Jake Connor, Tui Lolohea, Adam Clune, to get an opportunity in Saints half, they'll cause some problems.
They will.
Nice and quick, boys, come on.
Ball now comes across again to Connor. Lovely, oh, it was a lovely pass, but Bibby couldn't take it in. Some will say that was a risky ball, Terry O'Connor, but I think that's on. I think Bibby should take that in.
100% that's on. You know, there's pressure applied to Jake Connor. And Tommy Makinson, well, he wedges in, tries to close the player down. The no-look pass, Jake Bibby, well, he'll be so disappointed that he didn't touch that because they were right up the left-hand side again.
They've come determined to play. Jake Connor, there's so much discussed about him, but when he's on song, there's every chance the team that he's playing for are on song as well.
Yeah, and look, they've got to play like that. To beat the best defensive team in the competition, they've got to ask a lot of questions. And they're certainly doing that. They know that 5 drives and a kick isn't going to beat them.
No, well, they've invited St Helens in here. And now they're going to bring it forward. Lees, what can Saints do here? Yates meets him with a strong tackle. Moses and Bai will take it now. He gets it away to Lomax. Lomax short pass to Wellesby. Ball is backed in. 5 off the line by Whitley. Saints looking to get their first points. Matautia takes it in. He's turned away by Yates again. Connor desperately organising the defensive numbers on the line. Ball coming now here to Knowles, who wanted to pass but held on in the end. Last one here for St Helens.
Hold.
Ball back centre field now. Here is Lomax, puts a kick through. How well read was that by Nagama? He was on the move. It was almost like he anticipated the kick.
And that's it. You've got to anticipate players like that. That was quality. Do you know, it was a good defensive set from Huddersfield. Turning some of the big forwards onto the back, getting underneath them, dropping on them. Look at that, because Percival was chasing.
Third. Move back up.
Great sweep up play. Scored the first try tonight. And just helped prevent one at the other end as Cudjoe brings the ball forward. Well, this has been some start from the Huddersfield Giants.
Back on 10.
That's a nice run. That's a nice run from Adam Milner.
5. Move.
Just eases the pressure. This is the last tackle incoming.
4, 5, good.
Connor again will thump the ball downfield. Bennison waits and will catch it on the full. He gets it away to Blake. Blake comes sprinting forward. Great return from him, but Huddersfield are there to meet him.
Yeah, he's got nowhere to go, has he? And look at that, Matt Percival, probably one of the best returners of the ball. His carries are outstanding, Matt Percival.
Talk about running with intent.
Yeah, well, him and Tommy Makinson, they come as a partnership, don't they, on those kick returns?
They do. They're over the halfway line here. Oh, Lewis Dodd for St Helens, expected to be back in the next week or so. Ball now works its way across the field and up to the 30-metre line. Tackle is made. They'll go down the short side, and Bai's going to kick here. Connor is looking to get off the ground. He does get off the ground, and he catches it inside his own 10.
You watch Saints here, and on the last tackle, we've got Jack Welsby going into dummy half and giving the ball to Moses Mbai, and he's the one who's putting the kicks in. It's as though that they've got a lot of faith in Mbai's kicking.
Yeah, they are again looking to work the ball forward. With Swift. Here now is Bibby. Bibby looking to get round Hurrell. Hurrell's trying to get him over the sideline, but not quite. It's very sticky, the ground at that side of the field, given all the rain we've had. Another carry from Swift.
Move, man, with me. Hold. Goal 5.
Connor again will kick. Again, he's coming to this near side. Ooh, that just... Well, I think the touch judge on the near side has said that went out on the full. That was very close.
Hand over.
He was confident, wasn't he? The touch judge with his call. And does it just go the wrong side?
Hand over there, just outside the 20.
Just lands on the line.
It's a great spot.
Yeah, it is.
Wait there, please.
But that's twice he's tried that reverse kick, and twice he's come up with a poor kick. And again, St Helens are invited in. What have they got this time?
1. Move now.
They didn't find points a problem last week, but they're struggling early on here. Lomax drops the ball back on the angle. Yates again leading the defensive effort. 12 out from his own line, and Bai waits and looks left, finds Lomax now, he's got runners outside, he goes short to Whitley. Whitley's lost it, and Huddersfield are going to get the ball back again here. They look a team, there were questions asked about their defence ahead of this game, and they've come to defend their own line.
Yeah, they've been outstanding. They've conceded 20 points or more in 5 of the 8 Super League games, Huddersfield. But you look at the way that they've defended in their own 20, they've all been connected, they're working together, an awful lot of communication. Look at that, you celebrate defence like you've scored a try, and that's what really lifts everyone around you.
Shot clock on.
Yeah, you can throw what you want at us, Saints, and we'll make sure that we come up with all the answers.
Oh, Wellens looking concerned here. You can sense a nervousness around the ground here.
Yeah, look, they played against a young Hull FC side last week, and they paid the price for Saints' 2 previous losses against Warrington and against Catalan. And Paul Wellens said that there was some honest conversations after that Challenge Cup loss to Warrington.
Move, get square.
So they know that they need a big performance against a side that have always got aspirations to be in the top half, in the top 4, and pushing to get to the grand final like Huddersfield are.
Yeah, some huge games in the Super League. You'll see every one of them live only on Sky Sports. Got the NRL as well. Busy weekend of NRL action. We round off with Hull Leeds on Sunday. As the Giants kick to the far side this time, and this time they will find touch.
And again, you know what's coming, don't you? There's got to be a lot of talk in your team. If Jake Connor goes in at dummy half, you know he's going to step out and go for it, so your wingers can drop back. Everyone's looking at what Jake Connor's doing, what the likes of Lola here, what Clune's setting up for. But if Jake Connor goes in behind dummy half, he's kicking.
Saints starting to make some changes. And this Bell coming into the action.
And isn't he a game changer? He's outstanding. The role that he plays when he comes on, he mixes the game up. He's got that super sub tag, James Bell. Can do the tough stuff, but a really nice rugby player as well.
Yeah, he's got the hands, hasn't he, close to the line that may just unlock this Huddersfield defence. Here's Wellesby, a man who can unlock any defence in the Super League. Whitley trying to get over the top of Clune, but guess who? Luke Yates is there with Connor to finish off the tackle. The Saints are back where they want to be, down the Giants' end of the field. Now can they put some passes together? Lomax is taken down 20 metres out. Milner doing the defensive effort. Ball now with them by, jumps out of dummy half. Here is Bell looking to try and weave his way through. They'll wrap him up and drag him to the ground here. Last one. They're in the 10 again. They're coming now to Lomax. Lomax is going to float the kick up. Swift is back in goal. Can he collect it? Yes, he can. That's going to be a tap restart.
But again, great defence, wasn't it? Great urgency from Adam Swift and a good escort as well from Jake Bibby, just giving his winger a bit of a chance. You can see he gets back, tries to position himself in between him and Tommy Makinson.
Wallace bringing the ball forward. Only played 5 of the games so far, but has contributed 3 tries already this season. Nagama, whose try got the Giants off and running.
Get square, boys! Hold now. Hold.
To be fair, since they went 12-0 up Huddersfield, you'd have to say St Helens have had more of the ball, but not necessarily done a great deal with it thus far.
No, and Huddersfield just quite comfortable getting through the set to 6 and not panicking instead of like overplaying. I'm not saying that they'll shut up shop here with a 12-point lead as they look to shift out again to the right-hand side.
Wallace bumps off Wonga Blake.
Well, they begin to a period in the game, Mark, where they'll try and frustrate Saints. Look, Saints flying out the line through Morgan Knowles and Matty Lees trying to put a shot on.
Nice tackle. They're going down the short side. They're going to hoist it high. They're going to invite Bennison to come and collect it, and Bennison will come and collect it. Does it nicely on his own 20-metre line. Another set completed for the Huddersfield Giants. A more determined defence. Nice offload though, finds Mbai. Mbai bumps off 1, bumps off 2. Nice little carry there from St Helens.
Yeah, he was good last week. He was my man of the match in that game against Hull FC.
Here's Whitley. Short of the 40. Home fans are getting a little bit frustrated. Here now is Bell. Looking to push the Giants back. Ashton makes the tackle. Here's Lomax, turns it back inside. Willing run as ever from Lees. Nice tackle. Gonna stand up the kick again. At the back is Wallace. Gets off the ground, evades the first man. Did well there, Wallace. He was a bit of a standing target, wasn't he? But he managed to work his way out of the tackle.
I think he's been a really good pick-up in from Casford, hasn't he? Came across, signed a 4-year deal. Scored last week against the Rhinos.
Move, Connie, get square. James with me. Ball go to, play on.
Here's Lola Haya. Decides to go it alone. He's going to be wrapped up.
Third.
And you've got Ikehihi full on now and Ash Golding onto the field. Well, they need plenty of attention on this man. His hit and spin, his offloading game is pretty good.
I'd probably say he's in the best form we've seen from him in the Super League at the minute.
You know, he just looks happy, doesn't he?
Move, stay up. 5.
Here now the ball goes to Clune. Launches it downfield. Was he hit late? Giants fans thought so. Officials are happy to play on. And Bennison is going to be wrapped up inside the 30. Bit of pushing and shoving off the ball there. Might need something like that to get the Saints going.
You know, again, but I'm just watching Huddersfield and the urgency that they're showing in the defence and the kick chase. And that's how you win games, fronting up. You've got a lot of skill with the ball. You've got to match Saints. You've got to enjoy that battle up front.
You have. Here's Batchelor goes for a midfield foray. He's wrapped up on halfway. Ball here now with Bell. Offered the dummy. Ikehifo wraps him up. Rushton does well. Nice tackle. Again, they're going high. Again, it's Mbai who launches it. The chasers are coming. Wallace has got to come into traffic, collects it beautifully.
Yeah, didn't he do well? He had a few white shirts in front of him. Mark Percival getting in his eye line. He still managed to come down with the ball, though. under some pressure. Saints just looking to try and turn the key and up their speed around here. Oh, they get the penalty. They've let them out their own red zone.
3 markers you've got. 3 markers. Draw you. 3 markers.
Look, trying to slow the play down. You see Liam Moore saying that there's 3 markers there. Johnny Lomax needs to get back, the man in the skull cap. You had Joe Batchel on the ground. You have Morgan Knowles in second.
Let's go then, please, Terry.
The second marker.
Just an error from St Helens.
It's just a switch off from one of the best. Like Johnny Lomax is probably thinking that one of his teammates isn't going to get up off the floor in Batchelor, so that's why he stayed in the ruck area.
Well, Paul Wellens looks pretty fed up. He's not had a lot to smile about so far.
Well, as a player, he won every honour in the game, didn't he? And tonight's his 44th game, and he's got a pretty decent win record for Saints, but Saints are one of those teams that...
Interception! This might put a smile on his face. Makinson has picked the Giants' pocket, and Tommy Makinson races away to score. Just what St Helens needed. Something out of nothing, and Makinson delivers it. His 6th try of the season. Moves on to 199 Super League tries, and it's an all-important score for the St Helens side.
Well, like you said, just exactly what they needed, and like you rightly said, that has put a smile on Paul Wellens' side. Look, this has come off for them. They look to overplay, they go at the line, they go right into the teeth of that defence. And Tuilola here sees that he's got 3 men over his left-hand shoulder, looking to get the space and getting the ball to that space. But as soon as he throws this, Makinson comes in, gets the ball, plucks it out of the air. He was outstanding last year against them, scored 8 tries in 2023 against Huddersfield Giants. And he goes in again here. That gives them that lift, gives them that bit of a lifeline, surely with a kick to come under the sticks as well. Well, we've got a game on now, and it's how Huddersfield react from conceding that try when they've been so dominant. But you can look at this Saints side and say, look, they'll strike from anywhere.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah, Lolahea's pass. Well, it provided a try, but for the wrong team.
Well, that won't discourage him, that. He'll still throw them passes. Like I said, he's playing with plenty of confidence, Tuilola here.
Stands off.
Should be straightforward for Percival.
Stand back up.
And the kick is good, and how games can turn on one pass.
Well, that's it. You just look at how many options that Tuilola here has. Does he go hit the front man, or does he go over the top? The simple ball was just that lead runner who was on his shoulder, but he sees the space out wide. He doesn't see Tommy Makinson. The anticipation in his eyes when he's looking to pluck that ball out the air. Well, that's changed the whole atmosphere there in St Helens. The crowd now have come to life.
Ian Watson just getting some instructions on. Fine margins. A pass goes to Swift. It could have been 18 points to 0. Now it's 12-6, and it's game on here. And finally, the St Helens crowd find their voice. Now, this is interesting. John Bennison has left the field and been replaced by Darryl Clark. So I would imagine Wellesby back to fullback, and Mbai playing in the halves.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out who's gone to where at the minute. Yeah, and like Huddersfield after conceding some points, just too long in the ruck. Let you go in, just an extra bit of effort, just trying to keep them pressured down. And yeah, right in front of the referee.
Well, we are being told there is no injury to John Bennison. That is a tactical change that's been made by Paul Wellens.
On the foot, boys, wait! Go.
Conrad Hurrell now with a strong carry. Over to Tuilola here. And Leroy Cudjoe.
Hold. Go one.
Interesting 10 minutes ahead now. Huddersfield, who were cruising all of a sudden, will feel a little bit nervous, only 6 in front.
Oh no! Hold.
Inside the 30 they go. Here's Bell now, changing the angle of attack. Breaks the first line, looking to offload. Yates and Golding bring him to ground with Ikehefo. Gets out of the way just in the nick of time. Ball now working its way across, and there's a poor pass, and the pressure valve is released on Huddersfield.
Yeah, the ball just in front of him was just too much. Mozambique, he makes the error, but I say Morgan Knowles normally delivers those passes with real accuracy. It's just out in front of him. Makes the mistake when he had some decent field position. Like you're saying, I think you're right, Jack Welsby is a fullback, gone to fullback. Blake.
You'll be a good referee when you finish.
Mozambique, sorry, has gone into the halves with Johnny Lomax.
Let's get in, please, lads.
And just look at the disruption now. The number 9 who's come on, I think he's got a new lease of life since he's come to Saints, Darryl Clark.
He's in good form.
Surrender!
Back in the side.
Hold, lads. Hold, Matty.
After being rested last week, as Huddersfield now will look to bring the ball forward.
2.
Over the
Move straight out.
20 they go.
Ball 2.
Good shot goes in there on Rushton. Better defence from St Helens.
Move there, 3. Wait.
Rushton holds
Ball
on.
3. Not square, Matty, you're out.
And here now, putting his nose through the tackle, is Yates. He's going to get a penalty there. St Helens just stayed in the tackle too long.
Well, he's consistent, isn't he, Liam Moore? Saints benefited from a penalty down at the other end of the field, doing exactly the same there. The extra effort working him over as the tackle's complete, turning him on his back.
Back up, boys.
No, Huddersfield can't panic here. They can't look at the scoreboard and look at the clock and think that that's against them. They know there's going to be a reaction from Saints. It's just how they deal with it.
Well, that's why it was so important they got off to that strong start and posted some points when they were on top. They did that, and it's given them a little bit of breathing space here. A little bit not as comfortable as it was as Ikehefo tries to roll out of a tackle, leaves Lomax on the ground, allows Golding to jump out of dummy half. Golding didn't really have any runners with him, has to take the tackle, but the Giants are back on the attack. Lollahea back to Ikehefo, who's well, stood still when he took that in.
Still moving. 4.
Bristol to the floor, 25 away.
Wait.
Holding finds Connor. They're coming back to this left-hand side, and again Bibby puts it down.
Advantage.
Another opportunity.
Scrum.
Yeah, I'd be disappointed again. Only look, the first ball across Cudjoe to Bibby. He takes it in. It's just a 2-on-1. If he can pull Makinson in, he's got Adam Swift, the Super League's leading try scorer. I'm sure he scores that try in the corner. He's probably spooked by Makinson. He's come up with 2 big reads, Makinson, in this game, and forced the error.
Feels like another missed opportunity for Huddersfield.
Need somebody here.
6 to go to the break here. And there's a bit of a rush on there. On the shot clock was counting down, and look at that. Real mess.
Yeah, a bit sloppy that from Saints, isn't it? You know, behind, you're playing at home. We've got 6 minutes to go to half-time, and I want to see a bit more urgency than that.
Here's Hurrell trying to get his team off their own 10-metre line, but you're going to shove him back from where he came. The Giants fired up here. What can Saints hit them with? Good carry there from Sirenen. Onto the field. Clark gets it away now. By offers the dummy. He's hit hard.
4. Move. Square up. Hold.
Yates toppling the Giants tackle count. Lovely hands at the line. Lollahea's goal on here. Great carry there from St Helens.
You know, they needed that as well, because the previous 4 tackles, they'd only made 8 metres with the ball.
As Lees it was, as the kick pressure comes in. This could be going out on the full. No, it'll bounce in the field of play. And it's in touch, says the official on the far side.
Where do you want it? Huddersfield?
Well, Huddersfield will get the ball back. I was with you, Matt. I thought the ball was going out. Huddersfield, again, 30 metres from the line, have to bring the ball away. No panic from them. Saints are going to try and finish off the half in strong form.
Back up, lads, back up. For the 10.
Looks at the bench ahead of the game, Terry, for St Helens. Darrell Clark, Curtis Surinam, James Bell and George Delaney. That is a very strong-looking bench. And Paul Wellens will be hoping that that bench can change things around here.
Yeah, there's certainly some power and from the likes of what Clark and James Bell give you around the ruck. There's some speed, some clever play. But Huddersfield, look at that Percival again, just going hunting, going after Harry Rushton. Harry Rushton did well to ride that tackle.
Yeah, new contract for him. Harry Rushton with the Giants. The move's on here, the shift's on. Bibby this time does catch it. Bibby takes it forward, inside and out. Oh, now it's come free. Well, I'd say if that was the first time he'd done it, Terry, you could blame the curse of the commentator, but sadly for him, it's not.
Do you know what? He'll be so disappointed because the injury to Issa Masters. He had a chance here to stamp his authority on that position where he likes. He loves the centre position. Loses the ball just on contact from Conrad Hurrell.
Ball now going forward here with Percival. I've seen a tactical change from St Helens. Sam Halsall is on the bench for the Giants. There is Paul Wellens. Doesn't look quite as fed up as he did 10 minutes ago. He'll get a try here and level things up before the break. He would be a lot happier, that is for sure. And they race up on him. Lolohea clamps down on man and ball.
Hold. Go for.
Saints, though, have got an opportunity. Bell turns round, gives it to Wellsby. Little chip over the top. Will the ball bounce kindly for Wallace? It does in the end. Hearts in mouth there. As Nagama brings it forward. His early try with Adam Swift had the Giants 12-0 up inside 12 minutes.
I think they'll be disappointed, Saints, with the end of that set. The kick to Wallace, yeah, if it took a lucky bounce, it comes off, but I don't know, I was expecting more from Saints in that set of 6.
Here's Cudjoe, picked up and pushed back. There's some good aggressive defence thus far. We're into the final few minutes as Connor gets a long ball back. He will kick downfield. This is a good kick. Will it get a bounce to the touchline? It won't. Wellsby relieved that ball had a bit of backspin on it, but the chase is pretty good. Can they get Makinson? They will.
But again, there's just enough distance on that kick. And Jake Connor got one of the biggest boots in Super League. And that's what you need. Again, decent line speed. You just look at that from Mika Hihi and Luke Yates. Getting up quick. That ruck's slow. You can always tell when the ruck's slow because the way that the players are looking at the referee trying to get a penalty out of them.
They would love a penalty just before the break here. They're not going to get one. And now they're going to kick downfield. Caught on the full by Connor. Kicked early in the tackle count there. And that gives the Giants the ball back, but the chase is a decent one.
Well, that's it, kicking on the third play. The reason why they do that is because they're looking at turning them round and hunting defensively. They managed to come up with the ball, though, then. And Huddersfield will be quite happy here just to get through this set of 6. Jake Connor kick the ball off the field, get to a... Give Saints the ball back and then go from there and defend for, what, 30 seconds?
Quite possibly. Here is Lolohea, gets it away to Clune, ball over the top, looking for Wallace, takes it in. Wallace has got a bit of open field and he'll get over the halfway line. Giants showing that they'll use both touch lines. Nagama finds Clune again, moves it back to Connor. They're coming back to this side. Are they going to go for the big pass? They'll get it away to Bibby. Bibby goes through one, but Lomax will drag him down 30 metres away. Is there a chance for an attacking kick here on the last one? Lolohea to Clune, going for the one-pointer, but didn't quite get the juice on it. And now they'll get a chance here with Wellsby to return it, but he's wrapped up inside the 10. It's going to be an interesting reaction here at half-time. Well beaten here a couple of weeks ago in the Cup, and truth be told tonight, they have been second best. Saints just eating up the final few seconds in here. Well, we asked before kick-off, would the pretenders become contenders? Well, the opening 40 minutes has said they're very much in this contest. Ian Watson's side got off to a great start. Tries for Nagama and Swift. Paul Wellens' side got a bit of hope with Tommy Makinson's interception try, but at the break, it's the visitors who lead here. St Helens 6, Huddersfield Giants 12.
Mark, Terry, thank you very much. Yes, indeed, a flying start for Huddersfield against the Saints. Back-to-back tries from Ngama and Swift for a side looking to establish themselves amongst the elite in the Betfred Super League. The thoughts of Sam Tompkins and John Wilkin after this.
Trouble, Munster, the left foot kick, no way, no way! Xavier has got another! First half hat-trick for Xavier Coates!
Yeah, the sensational Storm piling more pressure on Jason Demetriou, the South Sydney coach. Our NRL coverage will continue on Saturday with the Cowboys Panthers, 10:35 a.m. on Sky Sports Arena. Same channel at 7:05 on Sunday for Ricky Stewart's Canberra Raiders going up against the Cronulla Sharks. Well, we've got round 9 of the Betfred Super League up and running here at the Totally Wicked Stadium, home of St Helens, who trail at half-time 12-6 against the Huddersfield Giants, a side that haven't beaten the Saints since just before COVID back in 2020. Before the game, I asked John Wilkin and Sam Tompkins, our guests here pitchside, if a win for Huddersfield would convince them that Huddersfield are contenders more than they are pretenders. Your thoughts on what you've seen from the Giants for the first 40 minutes?
I think they've executed...
Here's Archie, well done.
They've executed a pretty good plan. I think they've spotted the weakness in the St Helens side, and that's the edge around Conrad Hurrell. They've exploited that really well. They've not made any secret of where they're attacking. You know, they've not been really deceptive and come up with well-crafted players. Thought they've attacked where they've obviously spotted a weakness, and St Helens have been pretty poor in that first 40 for me.
You talk about reading a side's intent from the opening stages of a game. We saw it from Huddersfield, who started with a mean defensive attitude straight from the kickoff.
Yeah, I think you take a lot out of the opening exchanges in a game. Brian's just been taken out by a youth rugby team. Brian, you're actually a similar height to them. How's that possible?
Better than I ever was.
Brian might get a game. Get him a scrum cap. No, it was an amazing defensive start for Huddersfield. And I think you read a lot into what intensity you bring to the start of the game. Now, this is Ian Watts' fingerprints all over it. It's an intensity of contact. It's a commitment to numbers in the ruck. And the rucks were very slow in the opening set. And this is just what Huddersfield came to do. It's commit numbers, slow Saints down. It's a great start. That led to an error from Tommy Makinson. It's off the back of that where then the problems started to appear.
It wasn't, you know, they go and score the first try of the game, but the cracks were there earlier on. You know, the fact they played to the edge, Saints have had to scramble right across to defend that, and then they get exposed on the far side. The three-man defender that was Wells was far too far infield at that point, trying to cover for the right edge.
And they go back at that area that they like so well.
As Sam said, they're not hiding the fact they're moving the ball. Tuilola Hayes clearly organising his line. They're going to move the ball to this right-hand edge of St Helens. Conrad Hurrell, look, for me, he's out of shape.
Where do you want him? Where do you want him?
Well, basically, he's not got the mobility to defend at that two in. So Tommy Mack is feeling vulnerable as anything. So he's having to come in and jam things, which we'll see in a bit what that led to. But this all comes through the lack of mobility of the man who's defending at two in. It's a great finish, almost thwarted by Johnny Lomax. But Adam Swift with a great kick. But it came from that poor defensive read on the inside of the line.
I think as the try gets scored here by Adam Swift, the fact that there's more Huddersfield jerseys in that frame than there is Saints tells the story. Now, St Helens are a team that we know are built on effort, desire, passion when they're in a game. They've been questioned a couple of weeks ago by the coach of giving up in a game, and I thought that was really telling early on. Normally, I'd expect a few more St Helens shirts around the ball when it's bouncing like that.
You did say this would be the real test post that Warrington Cup defeat, not necessarily that victory over Hull, which was pretty easy for them in round 8. Just remember that shape that they showed when they were attacking that edge. We saw it again where they nearly had a try, which of course was Tommy Makins' intercept that went the way of Saints.
Yeah, and again, just Tommy Makinson feeling vulnerable, so he's aggressive. So he comes in, he's not sure if Conrad Hurrell's going to get there to help him. He comes in this time. That was a try either way, Sam, wasn't it?
If that pass gets nailed and it goes out to Swift on the wing, I think we're looking at Huddersfield being 18 points up. It's very telling that Conrad Hurrell and Tommy Makinson are not on the same page defensively. Even in this, it's a try-scoring play for Tommy Makinson. Got Saints right back in the game. But the fact that he was having to go and try and kill that play while Hurrell's waiting and thinking he can paddle off and go and defend it, I think that's worrying signs for St Helens.
How big is that, though? 28 minutes, right?
Well, it put the batteries in the fans here.
Oh, yeah, exactly. The atmosphere changed. There was a bit of hope and enthusiasm from the fans here at St Helens. It's just a massive moment. 28 minutes in, Huddersfield have been way the better team. If they're going 18-0 up, Saints are in a real spot. They go in now at 12-6. They'll get a chance to regroup. Paul Wellens will really address some of that sloppy defensive reads on the edge. He gets a chance to get some messages into his team. And it's a different game at 12-6.
For nearly 30 minutes, this crowd here were silent at St Helens as they watched the Huddersfield Giants roar into a 12-0 lead. Has that Tommy Makinson try given them hope for the second half? You know what the saying says? Never, ever write off the Saints. We'll see what Paul Wellens' side have in store for us the other side of this short break here on Sky Sports.
It is Rugby League Reloaded for 2024. Big hit goes in there. This is getting fiery now. Making it all look magic. This is more than just a game. He's prolific this year. Sensational try. They go for glory and they win the game. It has been marvellous and memorable.
Yes, every game of every round live for you here on Sky Sports in 2024. So 5 more games after tonight. 3 tomorrow, Hull KR Wigan on air at 7:30 p.m. on Sky Sports Action. 5 to 8 on Mixon Arena for Castleford London and Lee Catalan. And Saturday see Salford taking on Warrington. 5 to 3 on Arena. On Action at 5 to 3 on Sunday. The round will conclude with Hull FC hosting Leeds. Well, the round's got up and running here at St Helens. The home side trailed by 6 at half-time. And a very good first 40 minutes from Huddersfield has forced Sam Tompkins, Paul Wellens into an early change.
Yeah, on 28 minutes after the Makinson try, he's taken John Bennison off the field, which I think is going to prove a massive difference for St Helens. In the first half, it didn't offer a lot for him in attack or defence, so I think having Wellsby back there, the best player in the comp, and his preferred position is going to have a huge impact on this.
And we might expect to see Saints go from dummy half with Darrell Clarke on the field. Let's get over to Jenna Brooks with half-time team news. Jenna.
Yeah, thanks very much, Brian. 2 very simple messages from 2 head coaches. Paul Wellens has asked his players to tighten up in defence. Ian Watson wants his players to beat St Helens' shape. Second half is moments away, so let's go back to commentators Mark Wilson and Terry O'Connor.
Cheers, Jenna. All set for the second half then. Can St Helens turn this one around, or will the Giants pick up a huge win in their playoff ambitions and give them a real shot in the arm? They were very good, Huddersfield, Terry, but they've got to be very good again to make sure they get the points here.
Yeah, and do you know what? You can't look at that scoreboard and let it pressure you. You've just got to do what you did in that first half that got you that 12-point lead, and that left edge for them certainly worked. The way that they were setting up to shift the ball over there to cause problem on Swift's side. I'm sure you're going to see a more determined Saints side here as they look again to shift the ball.
Well, they've shown on more than one occasion tonight. They're not just going one way, are they? They're swinging it one way, then the other. And now they're going route one up the middle. This fella's been outstanding tonight. Yates will play the ball. Last one under pressure. Clune gets the kick away. It's a high one. Wellsby will catch it. Now he's off looking to try and find a gap, but there's not one there.
Yeah,
and in the end, he's going backwards.
And that's it. Absolutely nowhere to go. He gets the ball. He looks to try and beat him on the right-hand side. Then he looks up and he thinks, no, I can't go there. So he runs around, does a pirouette, and then on the back of that, some great line speed from Mika Hihi-Fo.
Move up and square. Hold.
Saints then looking to work their way downfield. Makinson.
Move, Matty. Hold. Ball 3.
Here goes Bell. Always a threat.
Move, I know.
He's desperate for the quick play. The ball down to Clark.
Yes. Here now is Sirenen. He's wrapped up by Hihi-Fo. Clune is well involved. They'll come this near side. Under pressure, the kick goes downfield. Connor waits on the 20-metre line. He gets it. Looks up to a wall of white and red. Now he's going to get the pass away. It's risky. Bibby takes it and Bibby carries it. Well, there's some real flair about the Huddersfield Giants tonight. They are determined to stretch this St Helens defence at every opportunity.
Well, there's got to be some real purpose in the players and what they do on the back of strong defence. They've got to take the chances and opportunities that they create. We're talking in the first half about spreading Saints' defensive line with your attacking shape.
Golding, loopy pass, not the best there. Hihi-Fo's not got anywhere to go. He's trying to get to this near side. He gets the ball away. Here now is Rushton. Cuts back. Good shot from Sirenen. Gets his man.
Move. Over again. Hold. Hold. Come on, Joe. Back. Go 4. Back now, retreated.
Here now, the ball carried forward by English.
5. Move, Daz. Follow me. Hold. Find space.
Golding wants to play the ball quicker than what he got. Here's Connor on the last. They're going through hands here. Are they going for the power play? Clune will kick. It bounces off a St Helens player. And St Helens will let that go over the line. Now the question is, was that played at? Clune thinks it was. This is a big call here.
I'm not sure whether they stuck the leg out. Saints, they chose to run the ball on the last play. Then as the Saints defenders were coming in for them, they kicked the ball. Well, he kicks the ball there, Clune, and he just comes on off Mozenbai's, is it left foot?
No, mate, it's too close to the ball.
Yeah, it was more he was making a stride to make the tackle rather than
I don't think
a stride to block the kick. I think that's a fair call.
And Matt Whitley as well had to be pretty calm then. Do you know when the ball was going near the sideline, many a time, many players will just make a play for that, then get bundled into touch.
Your instinct to dive on the loose ball, but he would have slid over the sideline for sure. So a bit of clear thinking from St Helens.
Move! Out now! Hold. Ball 2.
All turn back. It's Sirenen. He's hit hard.
He's been outstanding, Mika Hihi-Fo, defensively. He's not known for his big shots like that. He's known for his big carries.
Yeah. You mentioned it before. Oh, that was high. There's Wells being to the line.
4.
Tackle slipped off, thankfully. Here's Hurrell. Saints looking to level things up here early on second half. Lomax gets the ball away. Sirenen again is wrapped up. Last tackle, 40 metres out from the line. Short side to Mbai. He's going to hoist it high again. Connor leaves it for Wallace. Ball didn't reach Wallace. It's not forward by St Helens. They're not happy.
Yeah, it's Mark Percival that comes off. Well, the referee's in perfect position, isn't he? He knows that's going to be a contest. Every time the ball goes up on this left-hand side, Percival will go for it. He goes for it, he knocks the ball forward, goes into the arms of Matty Lees.
Well, they've got a chance here, St Helens, to defensively put the squeeze on. We mentioned the fact that they'd only conceded 10 Super League tries before the start tonight. They've conceded 2 already.
Release! Don't go early now. Don't go early.
Swift eventually gets to his feet. Here's Hihi-Fo going forward. Dragged down.
Goal 3.
And the ball works its way across to Clune on the angle for Rushton. There's some big hits going in tonight.
Yeah, that's a nice read, isn't it, from Matt Whitley, from Marker to keep on working then.
Here's Clune, they're lining up that big shift again. Here it is now, Connor into the line. Little pass to Bibby. He's got Swift outside him. Swift's got Makinson in front of him, and Lomax lined up the big shot. Last one over on that far touchline. Huddersfield Giants will get it to Connor now. Connor steps away, needs to get a kick away here. He still needs to get a kick away. He's gone for the midfield bomb. Percival's going to let this bounce, I think. It'll bounce back here to Golding, gets it back to Connor. Now he's kicking across to the far side. There's a bit of pushing and shoving on the ground. The ball's caught on the full. And now it's returned and Saints get it back, but Connor was not happy there with the kick chase.
Well, he rattles everybody he plays against, doesn't he, Jay Connor? And him and Darrell Clark come together. Again, look at this line spin. Again, it's a Kahihi fault that's shooting the line, trying to be dominant. Look at that.
Tell you what, Darrell Clark's lucky there. He didn't make a connection. Oh, it was on the an open-handed slap, but gotta keep your discipline. Here he is now, going forward. Good run from Clark. Here now is Bell, short pass, good pass as well. Tries to get Sirinen over the top of Cudjoe. Lolohea and English wrap up the tackle. Last one. That was more like it from St Helens. That kind of link-up play. They haven't been showing too much tonight. High kick. Wallace is penned on his line. The Saints are coming. Oh, what a tackle! Ball's come free, and that could well be a try for Whitley. What a shot! Now they're all at it. Off the ball, there's a real schmozzle going on here. Well, that tackle, my only reaction, Terry, if they've timed it to perfection, it was a perfect tackle, but did they time it to perfection?
Yeah, well, this is what they're going to look at now. Wallace took real exception to this. When the ball went up in the air, he's been under pressure all night. Had to deal with some big efforts, come down with the ball. Whether his feet are touching the ground, I think it was Percival, was it? Well, again, you look at him. He's focusing on that ball. It is Percival. And straight away,
he's going upstairs to the video referee then. Let's find out what the decision is here. On field, he has got no try.
Just confirm he is tackled in the air before his feet hit the ground, please, Ben.
We have a live call on field of no try. First, I need to check that people are onside, which they are. So we can go on from here, and then it's a challenge. The live call is that the man is in the air when there's contact by the St Helens players. Let's slow this down and keep it going from here. Keep it going, pause it there. Thank you, I've now made my decision.
Split second too early. It was a great shot. Had his tiptoes been on the floor, but it wasn't, and therefore it's going to be a penalty. And Huddersfield survive. Whitley's try is chalked off. It was millimetres. The grass was a bit longer, that'd have been okay.
Yeah, well, timing's everything, like you say, just millimetres in it. As soon as he goes up for that, he loses the ball. And whether it's the frustration of the hit or losing the possession, but he knew straight away that that was going to be a penalty, and everyone flying in.
Now the referee's just having a word here.
We'll just be having a little look at what happened then, because I think it was Blake that come running in. There was players getting thrown around like rag dolls.
Cheers, mate. Yeah, I'm happy with it. Right, boys, what we've got here, we've got a tackle in the air. What we don't need, Johnny, is players from both teams running in, aggravating the situation. We've got the penalty, we've got live in place, you've got to be aware of that. Luke, I'm not finished yet, mate. Control your emotions, appreciate a big game. Okay, don't need players running in. Got it? Cheers.
You know, this is the big thing, this man. Come up with a good call and control your emotions, because this is going to be very interesting set of six now.
Do me a favour.
You didn't score the try. There's a bit of coming together. Everyone's running in the melee. You just have a little look at the way Saints defend this set six and who turns up. First of all, it was Percival, and it was Wallace. Then then you see Blake come running in, and then he goes after Harry Rushton, and everyone starts coming in.
Well, here we go. The set back underway. Might only be round 9, but already this has got the feeling this is a very important 2 points up for grabs here.
2. Move now! 6 again! Throws him back to tackle complete. Next is 1.
And a set restart here for the Huddersfield Giants. We're on halfway.
Hold! No, 1.
Ball going forward. here with the Huddersfield team.
Back up, back. Hall, wait.
It's Golding who has it. He will get it away now to Clune. They're rushing up on him, and the ball dropped by Ikehefo. Not sure that pass was ever really on there.
Release, Zero.
Well, I think he's been exceptional, Ikehefo. That's his first error in the game.
Zero coming.
And Conrad Hurrell now just coming in to lend his weight.
Move. Hold. Zero, don't test me, boys.
Ball coming forward then.
Transition.
Here.
One. Move.
Seem more animated now. Seem more animated now, Saints.
Ball working its way across. Here's Lomax, gets it away to Hurrell. Hurrell is tackled by Swift. The fans getting involved here. The game in the balance. Who's going to go on and take it? Delaney off the bench carries. He's well met. The ball now swings its way back. There's a chance here for Welsby. Couldn't quite work through the gap. He's still going, but Golding will wrap him up. And the tackle is made just outside the 20. They're going down the short side here. Lomax gets it out the back. They're trying to get Batchelor over the top, but Huddersfield are there in number. Last tackle incoming here. Can Saints level up this game now? Looking for the kick across the field towards the post. The chasers are coming. Oh, Delaney's put it down. It's gone backwards. It's play on. Clark trying to power his way to the line, but look at that. 5-6. Huddersfield Giants shirts in the picture, and that's the turnover.
Yeah, it was frantic, wasn't it? Saints knew what play was on, and every one of them was flat. That ball was going towards the sticks up in the air. And George Delaney, he goes up for it. The ball goes backwards.
Darrell Clark again there with Jake Connor, who looked at the referee as if to say, what are you going to do about that? And he said nothing. It's boiling over that one.
3. Move, Johnny!
There goes English. Oh, big shot from Bell.
James
A bell ringer. Here's the kick downfield. It's going to bounce on the 30-metre line. It bounces wickedly away from Welsby, but he gets in the second attempt. And once again, he's got nowhere to go, but he still nicks a couple of metres. And then he's tackled.
Yeah, again, look at this for a shot. Wow. Bell. You know what? Fair play to Matty English. Gets straight back up. Doesn't make a deal out of it.
2. Move, O'Dow. Hall, wait. Play ball. Goal 2.
Well, Blake's slow to get up there. He's clutching his knee. He looks in a lot of pain, actually. Hopefully he's okay. Blake's still down. Physio's going to get to him now as Percival carries strongly.
Hall, Luke, Hall.
There he is. He's really... as soon as he went down, he knew there was something wrong with it. Here now, the ball working its way across. Welsby, miss out ball, gets it out wide to Makinson. He's tackled. Blake is right on this near touchline. He's still hopping around as the high kick goes down. Connor's going to come into traffic, gets off the ground and is tackled. And there's Darrell Clark once again. All over him. That's a scruffy play of the ball. And Connor's come up with the error. Advantage Darrell Clark, advantage St Helens.
Yeah, did everything right, didn't he? Goes up, protects himself, catches the ball, goes down, and then when he's got to just get up, play the ball, Darrell Clark right there, and he just makes the mistake. It's just as simple as that. You know, pressure situations, you got to keep your marbles. And Darrell Clark celebrating and getting right stuck into him. Blake, yeah, he's really struggling.
Mate, let's go. Go.
He just got up here. Oh, it's just that there's a little stud from Yates on the side of his knee.
We'll see John Bennison come back onto the field and go onto the wing.
Maybe. Might be coming on with scores level, because here comes St Helens now. Whitley carries it forward inside the 10. What have the Giants got defensively? All of a sudden, the game's gone up a notch. As the ball now works its way across. Good read on and by. Lolohea all over him again.
Second time in this game he's done that, and it's come off.
Ball now with Clark. Gets it away to Welsby. Welsby out the back to Lomax. Hits a hand. Swift's going to pick it up, but they'll come back. Swift thought he was away.
Play. What did you want me to do? Just stand back and play on the mark. Don't
Yeah, with Jake Bibby here now. He comes in, Johnny Lomax, quick hands, it comes off his left hand. I'll tell you what, if they keep Saints out there, what a shot in the arm it's going to be for Huddersfield.
Come down, boys.
It's a big if, though. Saints just seem to have put the foot on the accelerator. Matty English now just getting some attention from that shot earlier on.
I mentioned earlier, well, he's going off for a head injury assessment here. Ian Watson having to make some more changes. I think he's just saying to Joe Greenwood, look, you better get that vest off. You're going back on here. And we're hoping that English will be okay to come back later on. What a hectic 14 minutes it's been, start of the second half. Saints have definitely upped the intensity, haven't they?
Yeah, Paul Wellens would have, I'm sure, been stuck into them at half-time saying, look, we were totally outplayed, we were out-infused. We couldn't handle what Huddersfield were throwing at them.
There you go. Well, a great man once said, never write off the Saints. Well, they're here now within touching distance. Can Huddersfield keep them out? Clark from the base of the scrum gets it away to Lomax. Miss out pass. Blake did not want that kind of ball. He gets it anyway, and credit to him, he brings it back. Well, that wasn't the best pass to start off the set. And Huddersfield make the tackle, 20 away. Clark again. Gets it away to Mbai, turns it back for Bell. Bell's looking to offload, can't get it away. The Saints have gone backwards on the opening two tackles here, but what have they got up their sleeve? Here's Clark getting busy now. Gets it to Mbai, who finds Wellsby, who gets it away to Hurrell. Hurrell trying to get over the top of Bibby and Leroy Cudjoe, who make the tackle, 5 out. Saints get the ball now. Clark skips across one, gives it back to Bell. Bell with a footwork at the line, but they're there, English and Golding, to wrap him up. Darrell Clark looking for options. Will go to his left now, and Mbai finds Lomax with runners outside him. Lomax goes out the back. Good tackle there. Whitley it was who was brought down by Rushton. Last one. Slow play of the ball, and Mbai is going to hoist it high. Here comes St Helens again. Was the fingers on that? I think there was. Clark's going to touch it down. There's no great celebration. I think they know that there might have been a St Helens fingertip on this one, but the referee wants to check just in case.
Thank you. We have a live column feel of no try. We can pause it on the kick. You can see that they're all on side. So we're going for the challenge. And nice and slow on this. They're all competing for the ball, so that's fine. Fine, pause it there. Just go back on that one, if we can. You can clearly see from this that it touches the St Helens player's left hand and goes forward. Thank you, I've now made my decision.
Well, it looked as though it was a knock-on to the naked eye, and it was a knock-on. But always worth double-checking. Better be safe than sorry. One look was all it needed. St Helens are spending a lot of time down that end though now, Terry. Twice they've been chalked off by the video referee. Rightly, it has to be said, but
yeah,
they're knocking on the door.
Well, they're getting themselves in the frame, they're getting themselves in the picture, aren't they, to score those points. And challenging Huddersfield. They can't keep on playing the ball near the line, though. They'll come unstuck sooner or later.
Huddersfield not being able to get out of their own end too many times in this second half. As Yates will go forward. Delaney with a tackle. Here now is Lolohea, gets it to Connor, moves it to Bibby. Bibby tries to go over the top of Hurrell, who gets his man to the ground. And his tackle just short of the halfway line. Saints trying to get off the line and put pressure on defensively. Connor is way back. He's going to kick into open field here. Nagama is chasing this. It's Nagama against Wellsby, who's going to have to be brave. And Wellsby collects it just in the nick of time.
Yeah, and his skills were up, weren't they? Because that was a difficult ball to take from Jack Wellsby. He could see Kevin Nagama just bearing down on him. Yeah, it's a good kick, isn't it, on the fourth plate from Jake Connor. And Saints now have to get the ball out of their red zone.
Move back up, boys.
Atkinson now on 199 St Helens tries. Will he get a chance for the 200th tonight?
Hell!
There's Curtis Sironen.
Wait now. Crash in. Ball 4.
There's Delaney working his way forward. Last tackle.
Oh, wait. Goal 5.
We'll go back to Mbai, who kicks deep. Wallace got time, catches it on the full. Up to the 20, he will bring it.
Well, a bit more time he had than having to deal with it the last time the ball went up to him.
Hold this 10, lads. Hold.
Okay, our Wigan tomorrow night will be another keenly contested game. All the games live on Sky and only on Sky from the Super League this season. Plus the NRL action, Cowboys Panthers to come this weekend.
Move out now. Back here, back.
So much rugby league. There's Nagama, who's try on his 100th Super League appearance. Got the Giants off and running.
Hold. Goal 4.
Clune dummies and gets it away. Now Lolohea finds Connor, who finds Bibby. Bibby at Hurrell again. Lomax having to help out defensively. Huddersfield on halfway. And they will kick. They'll hammer the kick low and into touch on the far side. Connor was actually, if he was aiming it at the St Helens winger there.
We'll see when Jake Connor gets the ball and they are attacking Saints' right-hand side. He's giving the ball pretty early to Jake Bibby and seeing if he can have any joy with standing up Conrad Hurrell. Big, powerful wrecking ball when he's got the ball, but sometimes he gets caught flat-footed because he is that big Conrad.
Go.
It's over a quarter of this game remaining. Still, the gap is 6 points. Huddersfield led by 12 inside 12 minutes, not being able to add to that. They did create opportunities first half. Will those missed opportunities come back to bite them? St Helens coming home here with a wet sail. Here's Percival, throws himself into contact. Well, now to Mbai. Mbai will get it away to Lomax, who's got Welsby with him. Welsby, short pass to Hurrell, who's trying to get over the top of Bibby. Cudjoe and Yates will help Bibby out with the tackle, which they effect 20 metres from the Huddersfield line. Ball comes back across now. Here's Delaney. Delaney, 18 metres away. Last tackle. Clark looks and gets it away here now. By short pass, Lomax dribbles the kick through. Gathered by Connor at the back. And he too is gathered by St Helens. Not the worst place to turn the ball over.
Well, that was well taken though, wasn't it? Wow, he's under some pressure. Every time that ball's kicked, Mark Percival, he takes it personal. And Jake Connor did ever so well to rescue the ball back and pull it back into his grasp from Percival.
These are tough carries now. 3 tackles gone. And they are, what, 5 off their own line? Here's Swift. Good tackle again comes in from Batchelor.
Okay now, Johnny.
They're going to have to kick here from inside their own 10. Is this a game-defining set defensively for St Helens? They're putting the squeeze on the Giants. Clune is just going to kick downfield. Honor Blake collects it on the first bounce, brings it back. He's going to be wrapped up just inside the 40. St Helens in the ascendancy here. Set restart for them. A stumble from Makinson. Makinson cuts back and he's wrapped up.
Well, Huddersfield are trying to be physical with Saints now. Percival again comes in for a strong direct carry. Look at that, 3 plays, still can't dominate him. Lands on his front.
Hold Harry now. Hold Harry. Ball 2, good mate.
Clark. Matautia back on into the action. Runs at Golding. Needs help of a third player. And they still can't put him to the ground. Saints are on top at the moment, but they need some points to make that ascendancy count as the ball taken forward by Knowles. They're 10 away here. Another lash out of the play of the ball. Connor's told to get on with it. Clark looking to pinch one. Daryl Clark is over! Saints celebrate! Huddersfield Giants switched off. Connor berating the referee. They forgot to make the tackle. St Helens are back within 2, and it's Daryl Clark.
You know, that's it. Jake Connor. He wasn't involved in that tackle, but he certainly been a big cause of it. You know, Darrell Clarke's had a bit of a run-in with Jake Connor. He scores the try. Said before, he's got a new lease of life since he signed for a miss last week against Hull. But look, you can see here, there's a bit of a punch out, a slap out. Look, he's got to just make sure he concentrates. That's all he's got to do. You're 5 metres from your line. You can't be looking at the referee to try and get a penalty. Look, let the referee deal with it. Look, he does that. He's fullback. He's got to get behind. He's got to marshal his troops what's in front of him, not just have a go at the referee. I'm a big, big fan of Jake Connor, but he's cost him side there.
Well, that's 3 times he's remonstrated with the referee, saying he's been struck in the face, and 3 times the referee's told him to get on with it. He needs to get the message, doesn't he?
Get on with it. You know, if you're defending or you're having a bit of a battle with somebody, don't be looking at the referee or don't be looking at the touch judge trying to get a penalty. Look, lads are coming round him now. He knows now deep down, Jake Connor, he's cost his side that try.
Yeah. He's got to get his head back in the game. Luke Yates looks on.
Look, when he's in the game, I said before, like, when he plays well, Huddersfield play well. Like, if he does things like that, and he's always mischievous, let's be honest, but I think he's cost his side then.
Well, he's not happy. Percival to level up this game. It looks straightforward enough.
Stand back up.
And it is straightforward enough. We have got a level ball game here. 17 minutes to go. Darrell Clarke, I think he's won the mind games.
Absolutely. He certainly has. You know, you get into your opponents, the people that you play against, you know the ones who to upset, who are the ones that you're going to knock off the game. And Darrell Clarke, the inspiration that he is, comes off the bench and lends his weight and gets that try. Levels it all up here.
Darrell Clarke didn't play last week, but he's been vital so far tonight. Part of that bench for St Helens that has got them back in this game. 12-12. Huddersfield not really had a look second half of the St Helens try line. We mentioned that defence ahead of the game. Well, it was breached twice in 12 minutes, but they've held firm after that. And if they can hold firm for the rest of this game, then Saints will be going top of the Super League table.
You know, we've just got over 16 minutes to go in this game, but it's in that sort of game, the way that both teams have been defending. Anyone ever gets a crack near the line, they're going to go for 1 point.
Yeah, we're at that stage of the game here as Clarke's starting to get busy now. Through the middle he goes. Every metre valuable now. All back on the angle. Delaney's racked up by Cudjoe.
We get hold.
Saints would go top. Might only be for a matter of hours if they win here, but it will be another crucial win. As Wallace has got to come forward. Catches it on the full. Wallace trying to skip round one. He's wrapped up 20 away. Hearing that Matty English has passed his head injury assessment, so good news for the Giants. There he is, ready to come back on.
And it'd be a good play to bring back on the likes of him and Ikahihi for. Try and give him a bit of input. And a bit of on a few strong carries around that ruck area.
As Wilson to the 40 he goes. Giants desperate for some go forward. They'll kick. Wellesby's across to collect it. On his own 20, spotted a gap, but Clune is quick to close it down. On the tackle, even on the ground, he's making meters, Wellesby. Well, here to Blake, who looks to have shaken off that knee problem, which is good news for him. Now, and by back in at dummy half, just trying to get the forwards on a bit of a roll here.
Luke Yates, the 52 tackles in the game he's made now. That's the sort of efforts that they're going to need in this game to close it out.
Move! Up and square, hold.
We're about to see Milner and Ikahifi come on. Ball now goes out to Lomax, gets it away to Wellesby. Wellesby through Bibby. Bibby just enough, gets enough of his man, and Connor finishes off the tackle. Last one, but there's no fullback at home. Is it Ashton Golding who's dropped back? There is a fullback there, and he's going to have to deal with this catch. It was Lolohea. They didn't get the ball. Can they work it out wide? They'll keep it alive. And the Giants gratefully fall on the loose ball. Well, they were organising on the run, Huddersfield. They just about got it done.
Yeah, they were, because they recognised that, like you said, Jake Connor was involved on the last play. Tyrrell Lolohea put himself in the pocket to defend that next set, and Clune's the man who comes up with it.
Oh, error. That's an error. Big error. Wallace it was who spilled it. Now he's not at home. Here's Percival. Gets it away. Oh, he's bounced it. Wonga Blake went for the flying finish, and even he's shaking his head. We will check it anyway. It was a chance.
Zero tackle. We have no try. Advantage is taken from the knock-on back there. So if it is lost, we're going to go 20-metre restart. Advantage taken. Just review the grounding, please, Ben. More than 10 metres.
Thank you. We have a live call on try of no try. And we're just going nice and slow on this. So the ball is passed. He's in the field of play. He's still in the field of play. He's still in. He jumps and he's still in. He's still in. Right, let's just go to that, back on that. It's the ball I'm looking at, because if we just look at this, his feet are still in the air when he potentially looks to have the ball down. However, just going back on the side angle if we can.
Yeah, mate, the video reference
on this, nice and slow. On this. And if we leave it there, you can see the ball has clearly left his hand. Thank you. I have now made my decision.
So we had a look at it. Referee on field said no try. I think in fairness, Wonga Blake said no try, didn't he? He knew he hadn't got it down. And not only that, because they played advantage, Huddersfield are going to get a 20-metre restart. So a real shot in the arm, because it was an error. But look who's in the picture.
Can I just say, he has been exceptional, Ikahihi for. He's known for his rampaging runs. His defence has been incredible in this game. And here he is carrying the ball. Do you know what? I'm even going to say this is the best game that I've seen him play. Thought he was very good against Leeds last week. He's gone up another level.
Yes. So big he thought we saw him before the game. Before we're going into the weekend. With 2 Super League points on the table for the Huddersfield Giants. Game in the balance here. Saints defensively have been so good second half. Can the Giants manufacture an opportunity to win it? There might be one here if they're prepared to go through the hands. They do. Nagama's got to straighten up, and Percival's there to stop him just short of the halfway line.
Hold. Goal 4.
They're rushing up so quickly here. Lolohea gets it away. Nowhere to go for the Giants. Last one incoming. As English back on after that head injury assessment is tackled. Ball across field for Welsby. Ball will bounce up here. It's going to be collected by Makinson. He'll bring it forward. Huddersfield have just had nothing, Terry, down that end of the field, have they?
No, absolutely. Where they were kicking the ball and where it was landing in the first half was closer to Saints' line. Saints on tackle 2. Now we're up to their 40. It shows how dominant they've been and not the field position that they've had in this second half.
Saints, some risky offload, but it was collected. Might be a good offload now because Welsby's away. Welsby just collected there and dragged to the ground 30 metres away. The Huddersfield line is broken. He's been tackled. He needs to go back and play the ball. Didn't hear it. 11 left and a line break there for St Helens. Can they capitalise on that now? Ball working its way centre field. Matauti wrapped up. Huddersfield Giants. Have they got enough energy left in the tank? They've done an awful lot of defending second half. Ball working its way across to Lomax. Lomax gets it away. Here comes Hurrell. Hurrell going to be wrapped up by Cudjoe. Milner around the boots. Last one. Saints lined up to their left-hand side. And that's where they're coming now. And Bye gets it away here to Welsby. Miss out pass to Percival. Puts the kick in. Can he regather it? No, Huddersfield get it back. Wallace on his own try line. And here comes Nagama. And this game now is so finely poised.
You know, I've been in these positions in games going back a long, long time, mind you. And the amount of nerves that you've got if you're a Saints player, you're believing that you're going to win this game. If you're a Huddersfield player, you just think it's Groundhog Day every time you've had to cart the ball away from your own line here. You don't want to make the mistake. You want to come up with the player that's going to be the difference. But the big thing is you've got to make sure that you get to the kick. And look at that again, just kicking from 20 metres out from their own line.
Oh, that was a horrible pass. The kick will be collected here, barring a horrible bounce for Welsby on the 30-metre line. He gets it away. Here comes St Helens again. Another big set defensively here for the Huddersfield Giants. 10 to go. We're in the championship rounds now. That is for sure, as Blake almost threw one. 10 in from touch. Saints carry again. 35 out. Huddersfield had those chances first half, but they couldn't add to the 12 points they got early on as Lee's back into the action. He's wrapped up 30 away. All works its way across now to Mbai for Percival. On the angle, one more tackle left. Huddersfield once again are back inside their own 20. Here's Mbai now, kicks across the field. Pressure on the far side, batted back by St Helens. Hurrell collects it. Hurrell with a dummy, can't get the ball away. Bibby did well, got man and ball, but once again Saints turn it over less than 10 metres from the Huddersfield line.
Again, the last play, just have a little go at for the drop goal. Both of these sides have defensively shown up. Saints are so confident that they can get over and score a try. They're desperate, Huddersfield, there for a penalty.
Well, they need something to get them out of that. The ball's come free, and there you go.
There you go.
Mystic Terry.
They needed it. They needed it. They were offside over on the right-hand side. Johnny Lomax has thought that he'd forced the error and the mistake. Look, he comes in here, he whacks him. He loses the ball. But the men that are penalised are over on the right-hand side for being offside.
A much-needed 30 metres.
Do you know, I'd even say if they didn't get that penalty, I feared for them the next time that they got the ball.
Move now!
Well, can they get in range? They've not had the ball in range to have a go at a drop goal, Terry. Let alone think about one. They're over the halfway line here. Now, Jake Bibby's gone off. Sam Halsall has come on. Interesting move from Ian Watson late in the piece. Ikehefo inside the 40.
Move back! What we get, hold.
They're dummying, and now they're coming back to the post. Now Clune gets it away. Lollahare, short pass. They are in range now.
They get another one to the stick. Oh, he's gone short side.
He has gone short side. Are they about tip-up pass from Connor? Well, was that the Giants' opportunity to set up for one? They went for four and they've come up dry.
Well, instead of going short side, though, just one more centre field. Perfect position. Played the ball, 30 metres out. You take one more carry, get dead centre of the field and have a crack at the 1 point. Well, it's the first time you've been down there. Even if it misses, look, you've got to contend with seven tackles. You still go for it, though.
Ian Watson looking on. Worry here for a St Helens player who's down. Not sure who that is at the moment. We'll confirm that.
Play the ball. Going on the 20. Could be a play the ball, mate.
Is it Makinson?
He's on the grass cutting. Just let him get sorted first,
It's
please,
Tommy
lads.
Makinson. He's up now. That's good. Well, they're taking on board some fluids. The coach is looking on. Nervy time for Paul Wellens. Can his side get the job done? Makinson, thankfully, is back on his feet. Ooh. Actually, it was that got him.
He's happy with him, yeah. Hold, boys, yeah.
He's okay, thankfully. Now, a chance for Huddersfield defensively to put the squeeze on St Helens.
They've got to throw absolutely everything into this set six defensively.
Yeah.
You just look at the tries. Look how they started the game so well. A couple of tries in the first 12 minutes. Then Saints score a try, and then all of a sudden you think that they're back in the game. And just one try in the second half going in favour of the Saints.
Yeah.
It's been so close.
It has. Nothing between them. Who's going to go on and win it, or are we going to Golden Point for the first time in this season?
Go for.
We'll be in the Super League, of course. We had a cup game, didn't we? Featherstone against Wakefield went into added on time.
Hold. 4-5.
Ball on halfway, last tackle incoming, is kicked downfield, it will bounce. What will the bounce be like? It's a wicked one. It's a very wicked one for Wallace. In the end, he gets there in the nick of time. Great chase again.
Again, there's a bit of panic, and again, it's a penalty. The flop comes in. Wallace had to deal with an awful lot in this game. Every time the team that Saints have been kicking the ball, it's over to Wallace's side. And then Matty Lees, just too much, the little flop that goes on top of Wallace. Again, it's a gift. It's another get out of jail card. This. Last time they were down here, they got a penalty. They need a big boot here.
They do. This is a big test of the Huddersfield Giants. What have they got left? That's a great kick. We'll get them up towards the halfway line. There's Ian Watson looking on. He'll find out a lot about his team in the next 5 or 6 minutes. Can they dig out a huge win here? Saints are going hunting defensively.
That hurts.
One more mistake. Could be one mistake too many. The question is, who's going to make it? Or will it be a moment of absolute brilliance to decide this game that has been so keenly contested between two teams with high hopes in this Super League season? They've gone nowhere from the tap. They've just been met by a wall of red and white. What have they got now? They're going to that left-hand side. Cudjoe up towards halfway. Can they pen St Helens in? Or are they going to go for broke? Up the middle they go. Tackle is made. Clune is wrapped up on the last one.
Just get it kicked into the corner here.
Darryl Clark in the ruck. Here's Connor. Goes high. Wellsby comes across to collect it. Gets it on the full. 10 off his own line. Brings it back. He's wrapped up on the 20.
Well, it's always easier if a team can get to near halfway on player one, because it opens up the field whether you go left or right.
Milner raced out of the line there.
Well,
Saints are screaming for an offside.
That's what Milner will give you, isn't it? Line speed, known for his defence.
Now hold.
It's a discipline not only to get back but to stay on side here. A penalty now will be costly. Saints have got 2 tackles left. They're not yet out of their own 30-metre line. They get the ball away. They're going to play at the line. They are. Tackle made. They're going to have to kick. Can they maybe conjure up a 40-20 effort here? And Bai just steps out of the 40. He's going for territory. Kicks deep. Will Wallace let it bounce? He can't. It won't go dead. He's going to have to bring it back again. Wallace brings it back into a wall of white. And he's tackled 12 off his own line.
That's a great kick. He was desperate, wasn't he, Wallace, for that ball to go dead. Swift again, just coming from the other wing now, just trying to lend his weight and get forward.
A game that is on a knife edge. Here's Halsall. This week signed a new deal, long-term deal with the Huddersfield Giants. Who's going to be the match winner? Swift gets them over their own 40, but only 2 tackles left in this set. 3 minutes remaining. Here's Clune. Clune dummies to Rushton. Rushton carries over halfway. And he's going to be wrestled to the ground. Just the St Helens side of the halfway line. Milner looks around for his kicking option. He goes to Connor. Connor goes high. This could be going towards the touchline. He gets a nice bounce. Wellsby will collect it. Percival will collect it and brings it forward.
It was a horrible dick to try and deal with then. And Jake Connor, Blake goes blindside. He's got to go down. He run behind them by, so he's got to go to the ground, take that voluntary tackle.
The Saints forwards are just trying to get back on side here. This has been a real war of attrition in this second half.
Again, look at that. Ikahihi falling out of
It's a
Milner.
penalty.
Oh, penalty.
It's a penalty.
Oh, wow. Brain explosion, back end of the set. Siren onto the field now for the final 2 minutes for Saints. With some fresh legs, and Matt Whitley just feeling the effects of that tackle. And it's been great. Seb Ikahihi in this game.
But Saints are going to get a chance potentially to win it on this next set. Whitley looks in pain.
You see it's Adam Milner who catches him high. Well, he just goes up, his line speed's there. You can see Matt Whitley tries to get on the outside of him. It's the right call from the referee.
A costly one. There's a kick just short of the halfway line.
Look at that, Saints.
This could be it.
Surely they're going to set up. Surely they're going to set up.
It's going to be a match decider if they can kick it. Surely here they just take every metre they can. Huddersfield determined. They led by 12 points to 0. Are they about to have their hearts broken right at the end of what's been a pulsating 80 minutes here? St Helens now are in range. The question is, who and when? They're now 30 metres away. Huddersfield are relying potentially on a St Helens kick. Here they go, Moses Mbai with a kick, charge down. They're going to get another set here. St Helens, they're going to get another chance. Huddersfield were keen and quick off their line, but they can't get the ball back. St Helens. Oh, he said it wasn't played at, so Lomax is going to have a go. Johnny Lomax to win it. The coolest man in the Totally Wicked Stadium. Lomax drills it from distance, and St Helens, who were 12-0 down, are going to break Huddersfield's hearts. Paul Wellens, a relieved man, is signing on top of the Betfred Super League table.
You know, outstanding, nerves of steel. Still a few players up his sleeve and just goes over. Look, I think he's been one of Saints' best in the Super League history. And Saints have had some absolute winners. But Johnny Lomax, the success that they've had the last 5 or 6 years.
Here, Terry. They're going short, Huddersfield. The ball gathered, and it's Saints who've got it back. Or have they? They have now. It's a penalty. And Huddersfield came here. They led early on, but they couldn't quite see it out. And those missed opportunities in that first half have come back to bite them. Ian Watson's wait for a win over St Helens goes on. Well, they say never write off the Saints. And once again, they've come back from a big deficit to steal the points. Nagama and Swift had the Giants 12-0 up early on. Makinson's interception gave St Helens hope, but then Darrell Clark pinched one to level it up, and then right at the end, Johnny Lomax, 4th drop goal of his career, and what a belter it was.
What a game, what a performance. Johnny Lomax, nerves of steel, outstanding game. Right the way to the end, and you can see the delight of all those fans behind the sticks. Johnny Lomax, how many times has he done that for Saints? Wins the game at the death.
An off-the-cuff play. It looked like they were getting a set restart, and that's what it means. The Saints are back top of the Super League table tonight. Adam Swift there says, "You've done us again." What a game it was. For Huddersfield, they were very, very good, but crucially gave away a penalty with, 90 seconds left. And it went on to cost them the game. Brilliant game here at the Totally Wicked Stadium, but it's St Helens who grabbed the spoils. They've beaten Huddersfield by 13 points to 12.
Mark, Terry, thank you very much. It wasn't quite the exhilaration of wide to west, but the theme is the same. Locked up at 12 points apiece. You know the drill. Johnny Lomax stepped up for the Saints and has kicked that crucial one-pointer that separated them in the end from Ian Watson's Huddersfield Giants, who can be proud, John Wilkin and Sam Tompkins, of their efforts. Will no doubt be bitterly disappointed that they didn't come away with 2 competition points.
Yeah, they'll take a lot from the game, both good and bad. I think they were in a position to win the game for a very long time, and a few crucial errors near the end of the game. They were clinging on. You know, I was watching that then thinking, Saints are going to score this time. And, you know, they showed some real character, some real grit and determination, but ultimately they're leaving St Helens with nothing.
Pick up on that point. Now, you may have a point to make on how good or bad St Helens' attack was, but Huddersfield, for the second 40 minutes, absorbed most of what was thrown at them.
Well, St Helens put them in a hole, didn't they? And Huddersfield just couldn't get out of it. They couldn't get out of their own end of the field. and it just felt like inevitable that they were going to concede. But Ian Watson, Luke Robinson will be delighted with the resilience and the commitment and attitude and effort that went into a Huddersfield defence that was so close to taking that game to golden point. Against all odds, against all stats, against all rhythm and momentum, Huddersfield nearly managed to get one over St Helens here tonight. Saints' attack was pretty blunt at times. It looked a bit flat at times, but they just ground Huddersfield down where they had no energy left to even compete, and that's where errors come in. And that was the beauty of maybe that St Helens second half performance.
Right, let's hear from player of the match, standing by with Jenna, a man who made quite the impact when he came off the bench. Jenna.
Yeah, he certainly did. I was just chatting to Daryl Clark. He said the plan was initially for you to come on after 30 minutes. You came on much sooner. What was the message from your coach when you came on?
Oh, he just said play a bit more direct with the middles. The front was pretty slow for both sides, so yeah, play through the middle, turn the ball under and try and create some momentum through the middle.
What was it like for you starting the game on the bench and seeing your team fall behind 12 points after the opening 11 minutes? What was going through your mind?
Yeah, I didn't think we didn't do much wrong. Obviously, the 2 kicks that we dropped to give them the ball back, and they scored 2 tries from kicks which they didn't come through us, so that was a positive. But yeah, 2 tries from kicks I thought was pretty solid apart from that throughout defensively, so yeah, pretty pleasing. Obviously 2 tries from kicks, but yeah, we'll take that.
Saints intensity really changed in that second half. What was the halftime message, and can you pinpoint what it was that changed?
Oh, we started a bit slow. Obviously they went 12 up pretty quick, but I thought we turned it around and stayed in it pretty well. At 12-0, I thought the next try was crucial. If it goes 12-6, you're back in at 18-0. It can make it difficult. So, at 12-0, we knew the next points was going to be important.
Daryl, it seemed to us that there was a little bit of a battle going on out there between yourself and Jake Connor. Can you fill us in what was going on?
Oh, yeah, everyone knows what Jake's like. He can get under your skin a bit, but I know him quite well off the field, so a bit of back and forth, but yeah, it stays on the field, no harm in it, so but yeah, no issues.
So a good friend of yours?
Sorry?
A good friend of yours then?
Oh yeah, we know each other pretty well. We've been in camps and stuff, and we joke about that sort of stuff, so yeah, like I say, it's all fun and games, nothing really too much to worry about.
Yeah, but a very important win tonight, Daryl.
Yeah, really good.
Well, congratulations, you're the Betfred player of the match. Thanks for talking to us.
No worries, cheers.
Yeah, came back from injury. Daryl Clark started on the bench for coach Paul Wellens, preferring Moses Mbai in the hooking role, but what a difference he made when he came on. No runs from dummy half for St Helens at half-time. Daryl Clark comes on, he gets 4 himself and sped the game up through the middle, and in the end, it was St Helens and Johnny Lomax who emerged victorious. First of all, Johnny Lomax, thanks for joining Sam, John, and myself here. Your thoughts on that 80 minutes?
Yeah, Huddersfield definitely beat us to the punch. They came with plenty of energy. It was a bit eerie in the stadium, if I'm honest. We didn't really create an atmosphere for ourselves, and they got at us early. We were a bit low on energy, and we had to flip it on its head. And once that momentum is going against you, it's difficult to turn. We kind of found our way a little bit towards the back end of the first half, and then, second half came out, different mentality, straight from the off, I think. And, the defence and trapping them in their half was the big thing that flipped the game.
Eerie and quiet stadium, as you said, low on energy. Was that just because of what Huddersfield did, or is this maybe indicative of some greater problem that may be bubbling away?
I think it definitely beat us to the punch. At the end of the day, last time we played them, I think we won 28-0. That hurts sides. It certainly gives you a kick, to resurrect that. And, they came out, played some really good stuff, and, put us under the pump. And as I say, it was up to us to flip that on its head. We did slowly, and then second half, I think half-time probably came at a good time. And second half, we reset and really got after them.
Yeah, a couple of very early chances in the second half that ruled out no tries. High tackle on Elliot Wallace. You guys put some pressure on Huddersfield for no return early on, but stayed patient.
Yeah, definitely. Huddersfield are a quality side. I think Sam alluded to it a couple of weeks ago about, the good teams are the good defensive teams. And that's what Huddersfield are. They're difficult to break down. They're well organised, well structured, not just in defence, but also in attack. We knew that we'd have to be patient and I suppose have more territory than we did in the first half. I think that was the biggest thing for us. And then once it did flip, it gave us a chance. I reckon we could probably still be a bit smarter than what we were. But, it's all about them 2 points, and we've won ugly today. Bit of a disruption early on as well. But, at the end of the day, it's 2 points, and that's what it's all about.
how big was that try? 28 minutes, Tommy Makinson. You know, if he doesn't get that right, Johnny, it could easily be a try the other way. It was a huge moment.
Yeah, definitely. I think it was a massive play from Tommy. You know, I ran straight up to him. You know, it's a massive momentum change that. As I touched on the momentum, it was all going for Huddersfield. We were very much back foot, and you know that was probably the bit that gave us a chance to get our foot in the door. And as I said, that probably slowly allowed us to turn it in terms of territory. But you know, without that, like you said, it could have been 18-0, and we're looking at a totally different game. And then are we as patient? Are we as composed? I'm not quite sure. But you know, Tommy gave us that chance to really build.
And after Tommy's try, there was an interesting interchange. John Bennison leaving the field, Darrell Clarke coming on. I thought your attack looked really clunky. Bennison didn't seem like he offered you a lot. Was that a tactical change during the game? Was that always the plan?
I don't know if it's something that just happened in the game. I'm not 100% sure on how John is there, if I'm honest, Sam. I think, you know, Jake was filling in the line really well. Kind of anywhere me and Jack were going, we're starting playing on the ball. He was kind of following, and he was leaving a couple of them big fours. By putting Mo in there, it gave us a bit of opportunity for me and Jack to swing a little bit more. I still think, you know, it was probably still clunky. There's still plenty to work on. But as I say, you know, it's a win that's ugly, and you'd rather win ugly with something to work on than have lost. So it's a big 2 points at the end of the day.
Subplot, Johnny, was Darrell Clarke and Jake Connor going at each other when Darrell did come on the field. Now, Jake is one of those players that can get under your skin, but it would appear that Darrell very much got under his skin.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's something, you know, that everyone laughs about it with Jake in the media, you know, that he gets at players, but, you know, sometimes everyone knows that it's coming. It's probably a waste of energy at times, you know what I mean? Like,
this is it here. So this is it from the get-go, these two.
I think Jake got distracted by this though within the game, and I don't think it serves him well. I think Darrell came out on top, didn't he? Picked up man of the match, changed the course of the game. For me, Jake made 2 or 3 clunky, massive errors. You know, this one in particular. Look, he's in a tackle. Fair enough, right? He's claiming Morgan Knowles has took a swing at him. Whatever. Get on with the game, man. Do your job. I mean, Ashton Goulding's not going to look back at that with any joy either. But Jake Connors just got completely selfishly absorbed in a conflict that served him and his team no good whatsoever.
I think if you're a player like that and you're trying to get under people's skin, you've got to have the thickest skin yourself.
Of course, yeah.
You know, Jake can't go and try and antagonise people and then him be the one that comes out losing, because I think, you know, if this was a boxing match, it's Darrell Clarke knockout.
Yeah, definitely. I'd agree with that. You know, at the end of the day, Jake's a quality player. His quality's there for everyone to see. Like you said, we know he's going to come and get under your skin, or at least try to get under your skin. Obviously, Daz has got the same ability. We just don't talk about it. And, you know, as you say, Daz will probably come out on top with getting under the skin today. But I think there's a few of us that, you know, we're used to it now. We played against Jake for a long time, and we know the threats that he poses. We know how skillful a player is, and we know that he's going to come with a bit of that. And so you're prepared for it. It might be a bit different if it's a young lad and, you know, he's getting under his skin. But, you know, as you get a bit older, you just don't really get caught up in it.
Stay out of it.
It's not bothered anymore. I'm too old to deal with that, is what he's trying to say.
It's a waste of energy, isn't it? There's no point. Crack on, next thing.
You might have needed your energy, because it looked like we were heading to Golden Point for the first time this year. Locked up at 12 points apiece. Seb Ikehefo gives away a penalty, gives you guys possession and a bit of field position. Talk us through the drop goal. Maybe it's an interesting incident just before that as Huddersfield charged down in an attempted drop goal, and everybody's expecting the set to be restarted. It wasn't. And of course, you didn't hang about. This was the penalty that led to the field position. This is the charge down. Were you expecting 6 again?
Yeah, I probably was. And I still thought we might get one now as it just carried on, and then it didn't. Then eventually the hand went up to let us know it was last tackle, and I thought, right, come on, let's have a do. But yeah, I think, you know...
Our two pundits were too confident in you.
Can we just say it? Can we just say it?
I've kicked a few in my career.
I don't know how it ends up. Defensive now.
But
he can clip him. But me and Sam had a conversation saying who's going to kick it. Moses and Baye was Sam's call. He said he didn't want to see Johnny do it. I was a bit more defensive. I was nicer about Johnny.
Are your ears burning?
Absolutely. Hey, when you hit that, you can't hit it any better than that. You smoked it.
Sometimes you're better off not thinking, aren't you? Like, by the time it got to me, I thought, I've just got to get this ball away. But I'll say as well, like Matt Whitley putting his hand up to carry that, you know, they were flying with line speed there, coming after us, and you know, that's a big carry there, an unselfish carry. He's won one for his troubles as well, but it's massive.
Just one on Matt. from speaking from experience, when I was at Catalan with him, he came from Widnes and no one really rated him that high or knew that much about him, but playing with him for 5 years, I saw the massive value he had for us. What's your opinion about him this year?
Yeah, I think massive. You know, I think him and, well, all the back rows we've got a wealth there in the back row, haven't we? And it's really difficult to be forcing your way in, and they all bring something unique and different. And, you know, you say about Matty there, you know, one thing that he does is he just competes and competes for 80 minutes, does all the little things really well. And I think, like you've just said there, Sam, is we probably have a different perspective on players who we play with or we play against. You know, sometimes it's the big play that's spoken about, and sometimes what you want from your teammates is you want to be able to trust them, you want the honest stuff, and, you know, that they're the things that build respect, isn't it? You know, it's not always the big play. You know, generally someone like Matty, you know, it's something that he does in the second minute that looks like nothing, and then he comes up with a carry 78 minutes on the clock like that when nobody else is behind the ball, and then you go, oh, actually he did that in the second minute too. And, you know, that's what his biggest skill is. It's just that we're looking for, I suppose, fireworks sometimes, and us as players, you just want the guys that you can trust at the side of you, the hard workers. You know what you're going to get from them, and then when it's tough, like that game was, they keep standing up. And, you know, that's what you want from players that you play
Johnny,
alongside.
just a quick one before we let you go. We posed a question before the game. Are Huddersfield pretenders or contenders? We're putting you, our Catalan Dragons and Wigan at the very top. Are Huddersfield closer to you than they are the rest of the pack?
I think Huddersfield are a great team. I think there's a lot of teams that can beat anybody on the day. I think that's the case. And I think Huddersfield, you've got to look at, you know, the spine that they've got there. You know, they've got people like Chris Hill who have not played today. You've got a couple of the back rowers that haven't played as well. You know, they're a quality side, and as I said, they're a well-organised, well-structured side. They work hard for each other, and I suppose I'll go back to what Sam said a couple of weeks ago. In that kind of battle of attrition, they're really good, and, you know, that's what the big games, back end of the season, whatever it is, that's what the games are about. They're not always pretty. You know, I kind of say it sometimes to our lads, like, you know, everyone wants the big play, but, you know, 95% of the game it's a bit naff, really. Like, you know, the things that you keep doing just in case, you keep showing up from your mates. It similarly goes back to what we've just spoken about, Matty. You know, that is the game. It's a tough game. It's one that, you know, you think you're a bit daft when, as you get older, that you pick this game to play, but, you know, it's a quality game, and that's why we love it, because we all keep competing, just keep working hard for each other, and, you know, I think that Huddersfield have got that in abundance. Plus, they've got a lot of quality in the side as well.
OK, long way to go yet. Congratulations, Johnny Lomax. Let's hear from your coach, Paul Wellens, with Jenna.
Yeah, Brian, the Victoria's head coach, is alongside me. Paul Wellens, do you enjoy watching and coaching games like that?
Oh, I mean, sometimes you do enjoy it. I mean, certainly enjoy it at the end when you've got the victory, but that was a really hard fought win today. Obviously, as you could see, Huddersfield came to play. We knew they would, and we knew it was going to be a seesaw battle. So, you know, very pleased to get over the line. There's some improvements still in there for us that we're going to have to continue to work hard on, but, you know, really pleased with the character of the team today to come back from 12-0 down.
Yeah, exactly. So they go ahead by 12 points after 11 minutes. Were you thinking at any point that perhaps tonight wouldn't be your night?
No, because I believe in this group, and there's still a long way to go in the game. And, you know, I thought we got caught, got beat to the punch a little bit early on in the game, which obviously reflected on the scoreboard. But, you know, once we gained an element of control, I thought we were the dominant side for long periods. And, you know, on a night like tonight, the opportunities were few and far between in terms of attack. But I was really pleased with the way we finished the game defensively.
Take us through that tactical change. Benison came off, Clark went on, Wellesby went to fullback. What was your thinking behind that?
Yeah, nothing wrong with what John Benison was doing. I just thought our attack was becoming a little bit predictable. And, you know, when you have two quality players like Johnny and Jack both on one side of the field, all Huddersfield were doing was just stacking the numbers and dealing with our threats. So I thought putting Moses in the middle and splitting Johnny and Jack either side made us a little bit more potent, and that was the reason behind it.
I just want to see if we can get an update on Alex Walmsley. We know he's got that hamstring injury. Is there a prognosis?
Yeah, well, the hamstring injury is a 6 to 8 week one, but I think it's looking like Al may require knee surgery as well off the back of that, which, if that's the case, it's going to keep him out for probably double that period. So, yeah, it's a disappointing one if that's the route that we go down. But the challenge for us as a group is to do what we did last year when we were without Big Al for a prolonged period. So that's what we'll try and do.
Well, if they look at their next 5 games, they may think that we can get a little bit of a run going. Hull KR, Castleford, Leeds, Catalan and London. Understandably, Paul Wellens not overly excited with what he's just seen.
No, he knows they've got to be better than that, you know, later on in the season. I think the best teams can can not play great and still win. And tonight was a real battle for St Helens. They had to dig really deep, so they'll take a lot from the character of the players and the way that they responded near the end of the game. But in terms of an overall performance, I think he'd have to say be pretty disappointed with how they played.
OK, let's hear from the Huddersfield Giants head coach, Ian Watson.
Ian Watson, where did it go wrong tonight?
The drop goal. Yeah, the penalty coming out of yardage. Yeah, I'll have to have a look at that one again. But then just the drop goal. I thought the character and the resilience probably from both teams was outstanding. I think second half there we spent a hell of a lot of time kind of defending our goal line and struggling to kind of get out of our yardage. But we stuck to the task there. We've shown some real resilience and real character to do that. And ultimately we've got split once, and that's cost us off Clarkey at dummy half.
Any concerns from your point of view after that performance?
Oh, no, not at all. I think if you look at the way we've been playing over the last few weeks, the way we played here, the amount of players that we've got out on the sidelines at the moment, coming to a St Helens who are not far off, probably full strength, then there's no concerns at all from us.
It seems from St Helens' point of view anyway that it was a game of two halves. They came out firing in that second half. Would you put that down to something that they changed or something that your team perhaps lacked?
Oh, no, I think they changed quite a lot, to be fair, through the game. They were struggling in the first half. They changed the spine around on the back end of that. I thought, to say they've put Wellsby there back to full-back as well, who's probably a real dangerous threat. I thought we handled them quite well. They've scored off a dummy half break, and the other one was an interception. So they've not broke us down through clear breaking us down, probably potentially like what they did at our place last time. They broke us down through a dummy half run where we maybe needed to be a little bit smarter, but something obviously happened in the ruck before that. But again, we'll have a little look at that. But they probably, I think second half, yeah, I can say they probably deserved it with the way they won the field position in the second half. But I think first half we were the better of the teams.
Watson, thank you so much for talking to us. Bad luck tonight.
Cheers, thanks, John.
Yeah, fair assessment from coach Ian Watson. Lots for him to take out of that game. Lots more rugby league coming up for you this weekend on Sky. On your marks, get set, go. 5 games to go, 5 minutes to talk about them in. We got Castleford, London to start us all off with. London nearly getting over Salford last week.
Yeah, very nearly. I think London will be full of confidence. You know, the win is going to come from at some point. I still don't think it'll be this week. I think Castleford at home, they'll be strong.
Alex Miller, Joe Westerman, Paul McShane, all back. Tex Hoy on standby.
Yeah. Tex Hoy for me. Just a bit of speed, a bit of spark. He really struggled at Hull. He's gone to Castleford, you know, with Westerman and McShane in the team, and then you put Hoy in there. I just think like they're going to be too strong for London. It's not looking great for Mike Eccles. Loads of effort, loads of nearlies for them, but not managed to get the win. I'd back Castleford.
Okay.
Castleford have got to be too strong.
Both going for Castleford. Let's pull out of that one and get into Hull KR against Wigan. We'll be on air at 7:30 tomorrow for this one. Again, contenders, pretenders, that same theme. Willie Peters' side need to respond to that very disappointing performance in the south of France.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a Wigan win. I think Wigan at the moment, they're very, very predictable because they're so good. You know, you know what they're going to throw at you. Hull KR is a tough place to go, but yeah, I just think the form that Wigan are in, Hull KR off the back of a tough loss last week will be trying to bounce back, but I think Wigan will be too strong.
Jack Broadbent straight into the Hull KR squad, and Swasso Sue back from suspension.
Yeah. So Jack Broadbent, a great young athlete, isn't he? You know, will contribute to Hull KR. I think Hull KR, what I've loved about watching them develop as a team over the course of the last couple of years is how they defend. Like, we've just watched Huddersfield and Saints produce a top-level defensive performance, nullify each other's attacks really effectively, and that's where Hull KR have improved. They've always been able to score points, and they always at home have scored points, but they've just become a bit more difficult to break down. That being said, they're playing Wigan, and Wigan have got more stars than anybody else right now, and they've got more threats all over the field.
And Ethan Havard back from injury. Mikey Lewis back for Hull KR. Who wins this one?
Hull KR.
Nearly said Wigan. Wigan. Right. Wow. Okay. Let's flip over to Lee against Catalan Dragons straight off. Who wins this one?
I'll go Catalans. Surprise. I'm going Wigan and Catalans this week.
John Asiata back for Lee. That is a massive boost for a side with just one win this season.
I think sometimes one player, you know, it's 1/13th difference, but he's a 20-30% improvement on their team. Like, all of their attacking shape revolves around him. Look, and him being missing has been almost catastrophic. Do you know when I got excited last week? We were at Warrington and I started watching Matt Moylan look super silky and tidy in a dry track, and I was like, whoa, if you put John Asiata and Epape with him, now there's fireworks.
And alarm bell, no Michael McAlorum, no Mike McMeekin.
Exactly what I was going to
Jordan
say.
Desiree.
If Asiata's coming back in, you'd really want your best pack. Unfortunately, Catalan haven't got that. But I think there's some players going to come in, like Paul Seguier, have a great game and still get the job done.
PR job over. Who wins?
Lee.
I can understand why you've said that. They were so good in defeat to the Warrington Wolves. Let's pick up on Warrington. They travel to take on Salford. They got away with it against Lee. Salford maybe got away with it in the south of France.
Yeah. I think so. I think Warrington will win this one. You know, Salford, that surprise package. They've had some good performance, bad performance. You know, Warrington will be looking to build in a little bit now into some form. I think they'll go and get the job done.
Yeah, and in the show here, we talk about this being a difficult part of the season. Well, it's difficult for the teams whose squads are threadbare. And for me, Salford's size of squad now sort of becomes an issue at this time of year.
They held on to their coach.
Well, haven't they? And maybe they held on to some players as well. I think Paul Rowley comes as a bit of a bog-off deal. You get Paul Rowley, maybe you get a Mark Sneed, maybe you get a Ryan Riley, maybe you get Chris Naninu. But yeah, Salford, plucky competitors, do so well with the resources that they got. But it's about the Silvertails of Warrington, innit? Sam Burgess is Warrington all day.
Okay. Warrington on that one. So the final game of the round will be on Sunday, will be on Sky Sports. It's Hull FC under pressure, just one win this season, going up against the Leeds Rhino side, who themselves will need to respond to the defeat to Huddersfield in round 8.
Yeah, and I think they will. Hull FC, there's no sign of them getting any better.
There's no sign. I love it. Zero sign.
There's no life in them.
I've just not seen any positives. I've not seen any positives all year. On top of that, they've lost the coach. You know, they've brought Richie Myler in. They've not got a new coach yet. I just can't see how it gets any better for Hull FC.
Yeah, young Hull FC side. A lot of young players. Charles in the halves, doing a lot of learning. Good luck to them. But they're going.
Any hope?
Any hope
on Sunday against Leeds?
No.
You don't give them any chance?
That's all they have got hope, I think.
Not a chance. Leeds, I think Leeds will be stinging. Leeds, you would just feel like they're going to get going.
So Leeds need to win and win big?
They need to win and win
Will
big.
they?
Yes.
Yeah. And win and win big?
Leeds by 40.
Okay. That's the end of round 9. That's the end of the 5-5. Now we got to go here from St Helens, where we saw Johnny Lomax kick a one-pointer and Saints to victory. We'll see you next time again here on Sky Sports.
Sky Sports. Feel it all.